Oh man. But did Leonardo DiCaprio let you take a ladder in with you?
Speaking of Leonardo DiCaprio, are we recording now?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Alright, how's it going? Welcome back.
Hey Jeremy.
Sam's not here, he can't hit me.
Yes.
Hey Jeremy, do the recap.
Oh shit. Okay, so we started. Ready?
Yo, tag me.
Tag me.
No.
No, it's dramatic. It's dramatic.
Diego, Alcar.
So we started with we had Ash, Dimble, and Oglen in the fighting ring, and I think like 3 of the guys were down, and then they're fighting, and then Oglen, after getting knocked down, gets infuriated with the rage of Alcar, and so did Dimble and Ash, but they were kind of like side characters.
Rude.
No, I'm joking. They all had a very big part to play. And then they beat the boss down, and then they surrendered, and then they got to go out, and then after that, we went into the stands, and they met up with us, and then we went to go get our money, and they said, hey, no money for you guys, and we said, okay, that sucks. So then after that, we decided, alright, we're going back to the tavern and we're leaving. And then but before that happened, we got a note from this guy. What was his name?
Salan al-Batil.
Yeah, that guy. And he's the new council member, so we got a note from him, and we're his guests of honor at this dinner banquet thing, and we're now going there. But before we go there, what happened was we went to the tavern back where we're staying. We changed out some stuff, got some baths, got some drinks, and why are you looking at me like that? And
He's been laughing ever since I said that guy's
these people
name.
were pretty important. They were like spies, right? Spies for the Alcarian Empire almost. Yeah. And they're giving us all this information. And this new guy, he's pretty progressive, so he doesn't like the slavery stuff. And hopefully he's okay with little people. So
yeah.
What else did I miss? Anything?
What reasoning did they give for not giving us our money?
Because we were being I don't remember the exact words. Mischievous, basically.
Yeah.
Or basically, you guys were, they didn't really give, a good reason. It was kind of like a shitty reason just to take our money.
Right, so from our perspective, we shamed their champion in front of this big political scene, and they said, well, get out of here, more or less.
Basically.
And they're calling it the mischief tax, but we all know
they're saying, yeah, you guys were being mischievous, so you don't get any money. So, yeah.
Just getting in the tournament, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, literally, they just wanted to keep our money.
Yeah, but it seems pretty clear to us in this point that,
it's a scam.
We're going to be lucky to get out of the town without causing a big scene, so losing the little bit of money that we did is probably worth not getting murdered.
No.
On our way out of here.
I disagree.
But the only other thing I wanted to add was...
150 gold is a lot, man.
That is. Hey, $20 is $20.
So we don't even get the money back that we...
Nope.
That's right.
Didn't
so
even get our
we
initial
lost
investment.
money.
Yeah. You beat their champion, and you have to pay to do it.
Yeah. But we're winning hearts and minds, Justin.
Yeah, but we're not winning any gold. So that's what really matters.
We should have put hearts and minds on my dinner plate.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Then we would be... mind flayers.
I mean,
yeah. We'd be,
mind flayers that
we'd probably be arrested if that
Are
were.
you the bad guy then?
Oh no! We've been eating mines this whole time.
We wake up, we're in the mind flare colony. Dude, you hit your head pretty hard. Alcar, what are you talking about, man? You want to go eat some brains?
Yeah.
Is that the recap?
Unless anyone else has anything to add.
We gotta work on your continuity.
What does that mean?
You could just save so much effort by just saying things in the order that they happen.
Yeah.
Rather than saying something and then... But before that...
It was good and chaotic, though.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It had all of the information we need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Richard's just being nice.
Are we on the same day or a different day?
It's the same day. It's early evening.
Yeah, we're about to go to this dinner
The
party.
session ended with them getting cleaned up and dressed and leaving things here. So
I don't think any of us are taking our weapons. I'm taking a loop.
Right.
I got a little tie.
Oh, yeah. that's a choice
Yeah, mine's
that you
gonna
want
be
to
in
make.
the cart.
Some folks are not.
Yeah, if
certain.
you take weapons, I need to know if you're actually taking a weapon with you.
Well,
I'm
were we
already-
told specifically not to bring weapons?
No.
They didn't say.
What we were told was that either way, whether we go armed or not, it's going to send a message. It depends on what message we want to send. And the consensus that we came to is that everybody's going to dress for the fancy party. Oglen's going to keep his armor on, but he's not taking a weapon. And it's up to you what you want to do.
And with
The big bright armor with the symbol that got us in trouble in the first
Exactly.
place?
Exactly. It seems like that's going to be to our benefit.
Sounds like a plan.
Seems like that's
Yeah.
going to be to our benefit.
yeah, just like it was last time.
Yeah, right. That's right.
So, yeah. So everyone else is going like with clothes on and not their armor. And then here, Oglen, he's our meat shield in case everything goes bad. While we run, we let him just get hit a bunch of times because he's got the armor.
Yeah. Even though the armor's been magically rendered, and therefore it's less good at saving me from damage,
Yeah.
which we also found out. Maybe you were here for that.
It means he takes double damage when he's hit with it. Gordon's like, oh, that's a good idea.
Wearing it gives you negative AC.
He's at like -3 AC or something. So
Some of us still have fancy clothes from the last party we attended that's
Yeah.
embroidered with our name on it.
Yeah. That's
Wow, fancy.
right. Ooh.
I wish I
Puts
had
his
some.
on.
There we go.
I just put on a little ribbon as a tag.
Oh man.
Mine kind of looks like a Cerberus outfit.
Hey, all these things that got us in trouble in the past, let's do them all again.
Yeah.
At the same time.
oh no, does Dimble have a speech ready?
Oh man.
Well, let's see what happens. When we
Oh,
Y'all know the king? He sucks. Alright, don't kill us, please.
So, is anyone wearing any of their like armor besides Oglen?
No, but I'm carrying the nice looking dagger.
As like an outfit piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it strung across your chest.
It's like right on my
Flex
head.
it. Yeah.
Nothing hidden though.
Yeah.
And Oglen has bathed for the first time
Ever.
that we know of
Ever.
since before we left Nigeria.
I was just thinking ever. He never took a bath.
Not
And
even
then,
once.
Didn't we
He's
say we
allergic
were
to
bringing
water.
our
Yep.
armor and stuff in a cart?
Oh,
We
that's
were,
right.
and then I think we didn't.
Like,
We
You
were.
guys left before actually doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
okay.
we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I
So
think
right
we
now,
walked-
Is
all of,
Dimble taking any weapons?
He's not going to bring his main weapon. He's debating whether or not to. He's going to hide a knife.
Can't you just like take a shadow and just?
Yeah.
Why don't you just do that?
He's going to hide white knife on himself.
all right. Just in case. You never know.
Gordon's like,
No, I just thought it was funny the way he said it. Like Justin didn't want to do this, but Dimble absolutely would.
Even though I can create weapons out of thin air, I
Yeah.
still feel naked without at least
Yeah,
one
that's
dagger
right.
on me.
Gotta have it.
Okay. What about Truegar? Is he taking anything obvious? Nope. Any weapons? Okay. So, and Ash?
Nope.
Huh.
Is Ash wearing like really fancy pants, tuxedo?
I don't think he has fancy.
His clothes with trees on them.
Oh, okay.
and
He has a
boats.
shirt with one tree in the middle, maybe
Yeah, I
a
have a
squirrel
boat.
on it or something.
Nice.
And it's fuzzy too, so he's gonna be like, "Hey, touch my shirt."
Come
Isn't
touch
it
my
fuzzy?"
shirt.
It's embroidered.
Were you here for the? Was the fancy party before or after the temple? The first time.
Ash was there for the fancy party.
So you would have a fine set of clothes than me.
I think everyone except for
Yeah.
Truegar, Matteo,
So
And
the three
I-
walkers.
and Sano. So the three of you should definitely
Yeah.
have.
I just don't have mine with me because I specifically said I left him in Nigeria
Oh.
in storage.
I just remember taking
I'm wearing my nicest jerkin that does not have a hole in it.
The no hole jerkin.
Don't you look nice? Oh, at least there aren't any holes in it. Hey, at least he's trying.
Can I borrow your
Wow.
wallet a
Yeah.
Are you okay?
He's trying to punch his way into this lace can. This is the level of subtlety we're going to bring to
This
this
is
political.
Foreshadow.
I hope not.
second? Slide a hand check.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't prepare for battle tonight, so do I need to redo the session notes?
Maybe.
So, you guys make your way slowly to the place. And it's pretty obvious because it's like lit up like the sun itself on the other side of the city. And you get to the gate, and Oglen is wearing his armor. So one of the guards steps into the middle of the entryway and looks at you very dubiously. And then scans the rest of the group and says, "And you're going where?"
And Oglen hands the note that we got from Salon to Truegar.
We have been invited into Salon's party, and that's where we're going.
So he takes the invitation and reads it, and he walks away for a little bit and comes back and he says, "Which of you is actually this Sunwalker?"
Well, that'd be me. And Oglen walks, clearly showing that he doesn't have any weapons on him. He steps forward and just waits to be spoken to.
So you can take one guest in with you.
Well, I was led to believe I would be able to bring all of those with me. If you just check that letter there, and Oglen's gesturing.
No, I read the letter, and then I talked to my commander. And my commander says that you are collectively a very great risk.
And Oglen looks at Truegar. I can give you my word. And Oglen's just looking right at him. I'm not going to cause any trouble. We're just here to meet Salon and hear what he has to say.
Don't like you guys die if you lie, so I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of the tenets of our order that we cannot lie.
And Matteo's, don't you die if you
Don't
want?
you die?
Oh, I read that somewhere.
He hands you the invitation back, and he looks and he says, "Are any of you carrying weapons on you?"
I raise my hand. It's like
You're
And
going to
I'll-
have to leave that here.
I hand it over.
And he takes it and puts it in a little building behind him along the wall. He says, "Anyone else?"
Nope.
All right. Well, you're going to have to go through the zone of truth to enter. So I'll ask that question again.
All right. I can go first. And Oglen steps up and is ready.
Okay, give me a DC 22 charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
And you know
Yeah.
that you're in a zone of truth.
Yeah. And Oglen does pass, but will choose to fail.
Okay. And everybody remembers the rules about zone of truth, right?
No.
You cannot lie, but you don't have to give the whole truth.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so he looks and says, "Do you have any weapons in your possession?"
I do not.
All right, go ahead. Wait right there.
Go.
Thank you. And he steps away and waits.
Next,
Oh, that'll be me. Start walking in.
give me that DC 22 charisma saving throw.
Can I just choose to fail?
You can, but you still gotta
Yeah.
roll the die.
Oglen still stands within 10 feet of whoever's going to be in the center of the circle.
So are all of us being allowed in?
Okay, I got a 12, so I fail. I got 12.
What's that?
You'll find out. You're choosing to fail. Fail.
No, I got a 12.
Okay. Well, I mean, you were gonna choose anyway.
Oh yeah, I
So,
failed.
do you possess any weapons on you?
Well, I have a loot, but I mean, I don't unless I'm planning to bludgeon with it, which I'm not. You know, I mean, you know, but it's more of like a outfit piece. But other than that, no.
He might bludgeon our ears, though.
Maybe, hopefully not.
With his music, I mean.
It's not that bad. It's pretty good.
Man,
I've
this
gotten a
zone
lot
of truth
better.
is really, and then Oglen sits it up.
So he looks at like one of the other guards, and the other guard shrugs. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to ask you to leave that here as well."
Oh, okay.
They're waiting for you to hand it over.
I'm just like staring at him. Like now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he takes it and he puts it over in the little building with the dagger and tells you to pass through.
And I walk through.
I'll go next and just like kind of walk through.
DC 22 if you want to pass.
What's your aura?
+7.
Would I still be in? Well,
Probably.
I pass.
Okay. Are you choosing to fail or are you passing?
I fail.
Okay. So he looks at you. Do you possess any other weapons?
No, sir.
All right. The dork.
No, sir.
Even Sano's a dork.
I had a pappy who was in law enforcement.
I love it. Go ahead. Go ahead through.
This kind of stands up straight, like, yeah, I know, and then just walks on through.
That's amazing. Looks at the three of you who are still on the other side of the entryway.
Behind Sano.
Okay. DC 22 if you want to attempt to not fail.
That's going to be a 19.
Okay, so he looks at Truegar and he says, do you possess any other weapons?
Any other? I don't even possess any to begin with.
No, but some of you did.
Well, his loot is an assault to the ears, so I can understand.
It's not that bad.
Remember, we can't lie. It is sometimes that bad.
Oh my god.
So, the guard that's like in the
I'm
back
getting
next to the
better.
building chuckles. And the guy standing in front of you waves you through, but you can tell he's trying to like not laugh or smile.
I'm gonna say, well, now that you know you've heard the tales of it, you might as well hear a sample, right?
No. 2 people have confirmed it's terrible.
Yeah, but aren't you now like your interest is piqued?
It has been.
It is not.
It gets better.
While he's doing this about the loot, Dimble's going to cast guidance on himself.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll deception.
It's a 1.
Wait, that one?
Nope. He begins strumming the lute, and then.
You're on 2 different sides of the portal. Of the entryway.
But he's still within 30 feet and I can see him.
You gotta push your glasses up when you do that.
Sorry, buddy. That's a rule.
Huh. I think we have a DMG handy so I can show him like the number 1 roll in D&D. No. I'll tell you what, I'll let you roll percentile.
7.
Let's hope that was good.
Hey.
No.
I'd say weebly then.
So, the guard that's leaning against the building kind of looks at you and like gets that really odd look. He's like, "Did you just try to cast a spell?
Yep.
For what?
To make myself look spiffy and ready to go through.
Huh. Okay, well, go ahead and step in the zone of truth for me, please.
Okay, I step in.
DC 22.
I pass.
Okay, well, he knows that you passed.
Right.
It's like, huh. So, what spell were you casting?
I was casting guidance.
How does that make you look good?
Because, no, if I can walk through with confidence that I can achieve whatever I want to, then confidence makes you look nice.
That's a good answer, wow.
I could use more confidence myself.
Are you sure it's not because you didn't want us to find out that you might be hiding something?
I left my longsword and my other 2 daggers back at the tavern.
Your other 2 daggers?
Mhm.
So
Okay,
you have
2
a dagger
daggers?
with you.
I have 2 daggers. No, my longsword and my other 2 daggers. Those are my weapons. I left them back at the tavern.
Why are they the other 2 daggers, though?
Other than the longsword?
Yeah,
But it's a longsword.
Yes.
So why do you have to say other than the 2 daggers?
Okay.
it's kind
I
of
left
just like
my longsword and 2 daggers back at the tavern.
kind of like a long dagger if you.
Hey, we're in with the grammar police.
See, this is why I needed a little bit of guidance. I'm not that great with words.
Huh. Okay, well, go ahead through.
Oh, we'd make a really shitty band then if you're not good with words and I'm not good with the loot. But I'm pretty good.
You know you're not in the zone of truth anymore, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay. So is Ash going to step in?
Yep. I
Okay.
guess we'll roll for fun. Oh no, I fail on purpose.
Okay, and they look at you and say, do you possess any weapons? Oh no, here we go.
I know that last guy gave you trouble, but wait till you get to me. No. I don't possess any weapons.
Do you or your group plan to cause any problems tonight?
No.
Okay, go ahead and.
Me. Not that I know of.
Depends on what your definition of is.
Yeah, nothing's been
Technically didn't
strategized.
There was no discussion.
That's right.
Plan?
Yeah, plans. Yeah.
What is that word?
Absolutely no plans.
Yeah, believe
The only
us.
plan we have is that all our plans fail.
Yes. We're winging it.
So as you're standing there and everybody's got back together, you notice that everybody's moving up the hill to the building, and everybody seems to have their invitation in hand.
Okay.
Do you go up the hill?
Yeah, unless we have a quick spot to sort of chat briefly before we go in.
There's not really anywhere for you to step aside. Like
Okay.
there are people like waiting to come in behind you now.
Yeah.
You're on like a footpath, maybe 3 or 4 feet wide.
Yeah. And the only thing Oglen will say is, Truegar, if you're all right, sort of taking the lead until we figure out whether or not they want us short folks talking. All right, thank you. And then Oglen just continues pretending like when in Rome, right? He's still very deferent, you know.
Roll perception. Everyone except for Oglen, since Oglen's trying to not be.
He's looking down.
Hands in pockets, whistling.
Probably not even whistling.
Right.
They might yell at him for that too.
Yep, that's mischief.
10.
That's a paddling.
It might lead to dancing.
5.
You got 16. Oh, 14.
12.
10.
27.
23.
Oh, okay. 23 and 27.
Okay. So you guys notice that Oglen is getting a lot of stares and glances as you guys are walking up the pathway to the entrance.
I'm going to use Godspeed to Oglen and say, hey, lift your head up. I don't think this is a party that slaves would come to.
Ah, well, good. Oglen starts looking up cautiously and walks with a little more confidence. But
So as he looks up, you notice that a few of the people who were staring at him, like, instantly stop. And they pretend to go about their own business.
Would you like to hold my hand as we climb up the hill?
Aww.
you do walk a lot faster than I do, so just don't drag me, all right?
Matteo's gonna adjust his like vest and he's gonna be like, alright guys, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna look for the closest bar. Think they got free drinks?
You're not inside yet.
But I know, but as we're walking up,
They probably do, but let's not forget while we're here.
yeah, free beer. I mean, to make an appearance.
And allies.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you forget all about your money already?
Well, I mean, I want my money too, but you know.
Maybe you'll have it in alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. I could be compensated very good if I'm going for the high end stuff.
You could. But let's not waste any time. Let's find out what we need to know, and then get ready to make haste out of this place.
Sure.
Except not with this spell. Not with the spell, though, because it's concentration. Woo!
So you guys walk up and you get to the the actual entryway of the palace proper, and there are quite a few guards standing around. And a couple of them instantly look at your group like, wait, did they really get let through? And one of them approaches and says, can I help you? You're not meant to be here.
Truegar's in front, right?
Yeah. Do I still have the game?
Yeah.
Well, that would be an issue that you might want to take up with the front guards because they allowed us all in. If it was an error, please come back to us and let us know what we can do from there. And I show
Or
up.
you can wait right here.
We do have the note.
Do you have an invitation?
I'm gonna show it to him.
He takes it and he walks away, and he's gone for what feels like forever,
Yeah.
but in reality is only a couple of minutes. And he comes back and he says, which of you is the Sunwalker?
That's me.
Okay, the rest of you can enjoy yourselves, but I'm supposed to take you to meet with someone.
Oh, the salon?
I can't discuss that with
I
you.
understand.
Good luck.
So Oglen looks around, and while he's saying goodbye to folks in the God speak, well, if I'm not back in like 5 minutes. And, just know I'm not going to waste any time in there.
No, don't remember. Don't forget this. The range of our speak is pretty far. We haven't found a limit to it yet.
Yeah.
So let us know if you need us.
All right, I'll be in touch. And then Oglen begins to walk away, fingers above the head, occasionally stopping in. Can you hear me now? No, I'm kidding.
Is this thing on?
Good.
I don't want a copyright strike
Oh, that's right.
for the Can you hear me
No!
now stuff.
We can't even use the jokes going. Not even the jokes.
This is probably fine. So, do you guys let him take Oglen away?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the other guards, they motion for you guys to go ahead and move in because there's a crowd building up behind you now.
Oh,
So
sorry.
He takes you in through the door and takes you off to the left up a flight of stairs.
Okay.
The rest of you are directed to the main area where there's people gathering around talking, and you are getting some glances.
I don't blame him.
There are people who are moving away from the little people.
Mm.
Like there are people who, when they see Matteo or Dimble walk around, walk through, they step away, oh, I don't want to get that on me.
Are these
You
the
wish you
little
could
people
have
here?
this.
No, there are a few, but it's definitely not an accurate representation of how many there actually are in the city.
Are other people in this party treating the other little people like they're treating ours?
No.
Huh.
So
At
just
least
plain old-
not openly that you can tell.
so plain old classism then.
Yeah. Let this riff-raff in. These poor people. Ooh.
I know, his jerkin only has one hole in it.
Yeah.
Mr. Lottie Dow's the coldest jerkin over there.
Can I look and try and see where the food is at? Or
Everywhere.
everywhere?
There are little
Ooh.
tables set up all over the place.
Sano nudges Matteo.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's get some grub.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So I'm going towards the food because I'm it's free.
Okay. Okay, and there's a lot.
Okay. So,
Some of it's stuff that you've never seen before,
ooh.
but
Can I try and pick up everything that I see that I haven't seen before? A little bit of it. Just
Just
a nice little.
First and
I'm Thanksgiving and there's a lot of stuff, and then I just want to try a little bit of everything I haven't.
yeah,
seen.
okay.
Let's get it.
So you're gonna plate and then you're piling that plate up
Mm-hmm.
at a super fancy party.
Not piling it up, but okay, if Gordon Ramsay were to get a Thanksgiving plate and want to make it really nice looking, make it look okay, I'm.
He's not filling his plate. If he's just getting a little bit of everything. you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And can I use sleight of hand to make sure I make it look really nice? So people don't think I'm actually a piece of.
So you want to grab a little bit of all of the things you've never tried, and then you want to place them on your plate to be visually appealing.
Yes.
I'm sitting here and I'm it's not really a sleight of hand check.
Well, you gotta take
That'd be
the scoop.
performance.
Yeah, performance.
Performance.
Yeah, performance.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
You got it. You got it.
I have this mental image of that scene from
I should as a chef, I should know how to use a spoon and knife and all that stuff, and just
wasn't a dog, you should know how to use those.
well, that's part of the character. I'm just,
As I see
You
him
can have it at advantage.
I didn't.
You can have the roll at advantage.
as I see him prepping his plate, I'm dude, don't embarrass me in front of everyone else, please.
There's a scene from Encounters of the Third Kind where he's trying to build
7
a
and
mountain
9.
out of mashed potatoes.
Plus-
That's the visual cue that I got.
So, how many people, did you guys all stay together? I know Matteo and Sano went off to get food. What did you guys do?
I probably would have just stuck around Dimble,
Okay.
knowing that we might be
Dimble's
prime targets still.
looking around, see if he can find, knowing that there's the higher up, some people, the who's of the city, the gnomes that he talked to previously when he got the
Okay, roll perception at disadvantage.
Why? Because he's short, so he can't see over everyone.
Yeah. I'm not being mean. I mean, it's just true.
19.
Okay. What's Truegar doing? Unexpected, huh?
Truegar is going to follow Sano's actions, but with less aplomb, and just put some nice food on his table or on his plate because he hasn't had good food in some road rations. But I'm also going to keep an eye on all the short folks, make sure that other people of the party aren't eyeing them too hard.
Okay.
Hey,
So Matteo watches as, and everybody else to a lesser degree can see some of what's going on. You don't see exactly what's going on the plate, but Matteo is watching Sano like pick up a small piece of food and then place it on the plate, and just kind of stare at it for a second, and then like shift it ever so slightly to the right or the left, and then get another piece and do the same thing. And like 3 minutes in, he's got like 15 or 16 small pieces of food on his plate.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, hey, man, I can't reach the table. Like, are you just trying to help me out? You're taking too long.
Wait, you can't. And then I'll just hand it in.
I'm too short. They made this for tall people.
I'll make a plate for Matteo over here,
Okay.
and then pat him on the head when I hand it to him.
Oh God, that's amazing.
Oh, thank you. And then I'm gonna organize my plate.
Performance roll, I guess. Are you trying to do like he did?
Make it look better.
A performance roll, I guess.
You got it.
Whoever. I guess that's going on.
26.
Oh, he's Salt Bay. Salt Bay.
You just made that shit look so good.
Hey, Sano, look, it's my first time. Is that one good?
Yes, you're very
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah, and I just like take my plate and walk away.
The color palette was pristine on his plate.
It's like a work of art.
I guess
In
that's going
complete
in the.
contrast to them, Dimble's just like picking a piece and eating it as he's
Just like standing at the table,
Nice.
Yeah, it's like well, as he's walking around,
walking like
just
5 feet.
grab a
Oh,
piece
look, that looks
and
good.
eat it as he's walking around.
Okay.
Still looking.
Dimble's giving no cares right now. It's like, oh, that looks good. Oh, I'm gonna eat that while I walk.
I don't care what these ales they can make. I know they don't like me anyway.
So, Oglen is taken up a flight of stairs and into a small room, and when you enter that room, there are guards there.
Okay.
Roll perception.
Mod 20.
Many of their faces are very familiar,
Oh. Okay.
as in close encounter familiar.
Ah.
Quick question: does burning interdiction work through walls?
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the close encounter, as in like these are the people that delivered Oglen a note from Solana.
These are the
or
people who's
these are the
actually-
people that we just fought in the arena. Ah, the door behind me is still open.
It's been pushed shut.
It's been pushed shut.
It wasn't like an aggressive push shut. It was just like a normal shut
Okay.
door.
So Oglen's gonna do his best.
None of these people are looking at you like they're particularly angry at you.
Yeah, yeah.
The elevator scene from Captain America: Civil War. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So Oglen's still gonna try to act like he should, just walking in sort of cautiously, but in his head he's saying to the god touched, good timing, Ben. He is saying with bated breath, they wait, and suddenly Ashranen and Dimble both hear in their minds, we might have a problem here. These folks in the room with me, they was in the arena with us not too long ago. Get ready to get out of here fast.
We
And-
dealt with them before. We can do it again.
And
What's the second time?
Oglen steps
They're
forward
probably
once
So
more.
the guy, the
They
guard
probably
that was
recovered
that
from
was
it.
escorting you, he notices your slight hesitation. He says, "Oh, don't pay any mind to them. They're just a bunch of sore losers right now."
I just wasn't made aware that they would be here too.
Oh well, we're not here for you to see them. We're here for you to see their commander.
I was under the impression that I'd be meeting Salon Albatil.
That could very well be true, but I was asked to bring you here first.
By the Salon,
No, by
by the commander.
Rashad. Yes.
Can I count on you to have my back here?
No.
Then will you open this door, please?
I mean, you are here under the protection of the wealthiest family in the city. I don't
Well, that
think-
is good to hear.
I
You can
don't really
understand.
think anybody would mess that up.
Yeah, I've come into less than tactful political rivals in the past. I hope you can understand my hesitation, but thank you. That's good to know. Oglen tries his best to calm down and look reassured by learning that they probably won't try to murder him in the open here. And then continues with the guard.
Technically, you're not in the open. You're in a room.
The grammar police are still here. And he says, so am I just to wait here, or?
No, you're going to go back to his office.
Are you coming with me?
I wasn't invited.
All right, then I will see you in a minute. Good sir, thank you.
Oh, no, I'm going back to my post.
Then I will not see you in some minutes. And Oglen walks away.
Oglen's just trying so hard to have somebody there for
He's
him.
like, oh my gosh, I'm totally alone.
So you walk into the room, and sitting behind the desk is the guy that you fought that turned into
Okay.
the giant
The big
red monster
red
looking
monster
thing.
guy.
And you walk in, and he stands, and he looks very angry. And then he says in a very heavy voice, "Ah, so you did accept my invitation."
Perhaps under confused pretenses, but it is good to see you again. I hope you're not upset.
At getting our asses swiftly whipped.
Well, remember, it wasn't going like that at first. I'd say it was a pretty good fight. Myself, I fought less worthy opponents.
He looks out the doorway at the people who are sitting in the little barracks area, and some of them are still pretty bruised. He's like, I don't think they would agree with you.
Yeah. I guess I can say that I'm glad that you're all still alive. You have very talented healers. You were kind to share them with us.
Well, it was certainly an educational experience for me.
Yeah, and for me too. I'm learning more and more every day about what Alcar can do with something like me. I thought I was going to lose.
Are
that
you
fight.
not a champion of your empire?
And Oglen smiles. Looks at the guy. One thing you should know about me, friend, is that I cannot lie. And if you failed against me, I'm not sure the entire army of this place stands any chance against us.
It's not really. You're not really trying to intimidate him, but it sounds intimidating. So roll
It's
intimidation.
just the truth.
Yeah,
It's
roll
just
roll
the truth.
roll intimidation, and I do actually think you get that at advantage now
Okay.
because of your subclass.
2 7s. No, actually, a 7 and a natural 1, so I'll take that 7 now. And plus 7 is a 14.
You can do. No, you
No,
can't.
I'm too far away, and I can't see.
Mine 14.
14. Okay.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Okay, that nat one's awesome.
Yeah, we love that.
Do you hear trickling water? This place leaking?
This is leaking.
So. Just 1 second, sorry.
No, it's okay. This is a very important thing that's happening right now.
I want to get my response actually so that it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I can talk briefly about Oglen while you're doing that. So Oglen's just standing there, and it's important that his body language is not one of intimidation. He's just speaking facts, right? And he's trying to appear natural in this setting, but he's not like a guy that spends a lot of time in fancy parties. So he's maybe a little out of place. He feels much better still wearing his armor, right?
Are you thinking about what Truegar's doing?
Yep. Thinking about whether or not he would still be alive if it weren't for Matteo's lucky rock and all the healing potions that he had gotten from his team.
So after Oglen says that, he looks at you and says, "You mean you're not the pinnacle of these vaunted Sunwalkers?"
I'm the one that you had the greatest chance to defeat.
So in the middle of you saying that, he goes and he pushes the door shut.
The one for me to
The one
exit.
in his office
To his
between the
end,
small
okay.
barracks area. Yeah.
Okay.
And he looks genuinely concerned. So you're saying that there are those that are more powerful than you?
By nearly infinite measures. The fact that I'm being so candid with you should demonstrate the lack of fear that I have for what my empire can do, even if you have full knowledge. The best thing that you can do for yourself and your people is to let us in
Let you in where?
here.
Into the city?
Yes.
And violate my oath?
No, certainly not. We can meet as kindly as we did as combatants on the field. Granted, we are on opposite sides, but it doesn't mean we have to kill one another.
You have to forgive me. I find it hard to believe that there could be anybody even slightly more powerful than you showed yourself and your allies showed themselves to be in
Yeah.
the arena.
I thought it was impossible to believe myself, and I'm still finding new limits to what I can accomplish with the power that Alcar gives me. You should know this, friend. You killed me. I died. It was Alcar that brought me back. If you cannot even kill your opponent, even the ones that you can best, what chance do you have?
To die in glorious battle?
And there is something worthy of that. But it's important that you die for something that's worth fighting for. And I think what you can fight for here today, with me in this room, is the lives of the people of this city. If we march in here, it's not just going to be you that dies in glorious battle.
Roll persuasion.
God damn it. God damn it. So it's a mod 16.
Don't you benefit from your... Oh, no, it's not safe.
It's a what?
A mod 16.
Cool. He's not really...
Yeah. I rolled like a 5 on the dice.
I rolled a 16 on a die.
Oh, no.
Plus his +2. So
Okay.
He's not. He doesn't really seem to be that persuaded by your argument.
Okay.
He was definitely more persuaded by your actions in the
Okay.
arena than by what you're saying now.
Right.
Listen, buddy, do I have to kick your ass again?
Please don't do that.
And you should know that I will take no pleasure in that. The greatest outcome that I can achieve here today would be us walking out of this town and leaving the conflict behind us. You will be stronger if you join us. But if you do not, we will not destroy you. We will make you ours. Your city will join our empire, one way or the other.
Roll intimidation.
Use a different dice this time.
It's still at advantage.
Oh, I'm gonna use your dice that you got me. Let's see. Oh, it got me a 3, Gordon. It's a good thing I got this 17 over here. Plus 11 is a 28.
Okay, beats a 15. Well, unless they're going to send those with more power than you with the army they send here, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
And I certainly hope you are right. But I fear that, as I said, I cannot lie. And I know that you are not. If I defeated you in the arena earlier today, and you will die, I know that doesn't cause you fear. But it won't be just you that loses your life, friend. We will lose an opportunity to build something stronger together. You still in a position of power. But if we defeat you, when we we defeat you, it will not be you and your Mustara who sit on the throne. It will be the people that we choose. But now, for this short time, the choice is still yours.
You can leave now.
I appreciate your time. And Oglen turns and walks away. And as he is, he's going to say in Godspeak, all right, we're not dead yet, but we need to get the fuck out of here.
Not yet. Close, but not yet. It wasn't actually close. So you leave? Do you... what is Oglen's demeanor as he's walking through the room of 30...
It's still very matter of fact. He knows that because he was able to say these things without repercussion, that they're true. And so he walks with the confidence of a man that knows that what he says is the truth.
Do an intimidation roll.
Oh, yeah, that's we're 22.
Okay. There's as Oglen passes, there's murmuring going on between people, and then he leaves the room. And does he shut the door behind him, or does he leave it open?
That's a good question. Which would be more polite? Because he's not trying to do a power move here or anything.
Always more polite to close the door behind you.
Yeah. All right.
You just power
So he's gonna step out and sort of turn and very very quietly, shut the door. Already doorknob turned, so it doesn't even make that click.
Are you staring people down while you're closing the door,
turns.
looking around the room?
Just scans.
Okay, roll intimidation again.
And he does one of these.
Watching you guys. Oh, that's a 2.
And the door shuts, and he leans against the door.
Oh yeah. 2 plus 7 is 9.
He looks at the
Okay.
weakest guy in there.
So there are a couple of people who definitely seem uneasy with Oglen scanning the room like he is, and most others are just just a
He's barely tall enough to reach the door.
Yeah. It's why are we afraid of him again?
Did you see how he just closed the door? He can't be that bad of a guy.
Yeah, that's right. He seems nice.
So the door clicks closed, and Oglen is standing on the balcony with just random people milling about.
Yeah. One exhale through the nose.
How loudly?
Big dwarf nose, right? So,
Okay.
so a big, and then down the stairs, waiting for the response in the Godspeak about, we need to get the fuck out of here. Was the last thing you heard him say.
So as people notice you walking, they start to move out of your way.
Yeah.
And it's definitely more of the hurried, oh fuck, I don't want to get hurt, than it is, ew, little person.
Yeah. And Oglen's just looking for either Ash, Dimble, or Truegar, any of the folks that he
Okay,
can see.
well, we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
So Dimble does eventually find a couple of gnomes.
Is it the ones from the shop?
None of them, you haven't seen any of these gnomes. You imagine they're from the same family because they are wearing embroidered shirts with the family crest, the same family crest on their sleeves. I don't know. There's no actual crest. I never described it, so you don't have to.
So I was checking in there, so I couldn't find the name of the actual person I talked to.
I think it was. You spoke with a girl so long ago. Before that session.
That's all right.
You found it?
No.
Can we just make up a new name?
Well, it's not the same person. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't joking. It's literally not the same person.
This is no Mina.
Yeah, Nomina 2. What's a good
Florinda?
name?
What are you doing?
Florinda! Oh, wow!
Vamera was who you talked to.
Vamera.
Yeah, Vamera was who you talked to.
So I heard one of them say, "Yeah, good day, sir. I noticed your attire. I spoke with one of your fine folk at the shop a couple earlier today. Vamera, would she possibly be here?"
He sneers at you, ooh, who was this? like that kind of reaction. It's like, and who is asking for my daughter?
Your daughter, you say?
Me.
That's what I said. Yes.
My name is Dimble the Nimble.
Never heard
He
before.
actively rolls his eyes at you.
Alright, sorry. Oh, habits. It's actually Dimble of the Shadows now.
And he sighs. Yes, yes. What is it with you young people and these ridiculous titles?
Well, if you, as I discussed with your daughter, if you possibly held on to more of your gnomish traditions, most gnomes carry, instead of a surname, some kind of nickname along with their name as a form of identification. That's what I did to carry up pick up the conversation I started with your daughter earlier.
I don't know if you've noticed. It's possible you haven't. But we're not in a gnomish city.
But certainly not, but most people, even though they might be miles from their homeland, still carry on traditions that passed through families.
Yes, traditions just generally get in the way.
As I've noticed, your family has wandered far from gnomish traditions, including those that show honor amongst fellow gnomes.
Well, yes, and
You put profit before your own people.
I've put profit before everyone but my family, yes.
But aren't we gnomes all family?
No.
That's the halflings.
I found it very disheartening when I found that out firsthand that she not only gouged me on prices, but charged me the mischief tax as well.
So she did her job.
If you say so.
What a law-abiding citizen of Lawrence Gate would do. Followed the law.
Gouging prices and charging tax just for being short?
So you are upset with her because she maximized the profits of my business and kept my business from being shut down by the authorities in Lawrence Gate. And I'm supposed to be upset with her for that?
I didn't say you had to be upset
Then why are you upset?
because you're gone far from your gnomish ways that you would do such a thing.
We've made new gnomish ways.
Not new gnomish ways, selfish ways.
That's fine.
I can see you're more stubborn and bull-headed. And this chat will get us nowhere. But I pray that you'll find your way back, and your family will find their way back before it's too late.
Yes, that's what everyone says when they're losing. He just walks away.
If you heard anything from the arena, I think we're far from losing.
Just walked away.
Okay.
Like he didn't even pay attention.
Alright.
The people. Ash was with you ish, so roll perception.
I feel like I heard it. 19.
You don't remember ever seeing him at the tournament at all. Like, even when you guys were waiting for your next match, you don't ever remember seeing the gnome actually in attendance at the tournament.
It's not like I heard what Dimble said anyway. I hope Dimble walks back over to me. Are you just standing where you were?
I assumed you walked with him since you guys were kind of
Yeah,
hanging
you
out
said you were
together.
staying close to me,
Oh.
so.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like eavesdropping noticeably and not no one to. Ugh. More poor people. Ugh. That seems tough, Dimble. He completely rejected you in every turn.
No. You're so engrossed in this ways of racism, and he's that engrossed in racism, I imagine they might be engrossed in the slave trade as well. I'd hate to see them fall trap if the city happens to fall, or whenever Alkar's army's gaze turns this way, which I know is only a matter of time.
He, I don't recall seeing him at the arena. It seemed he was absent for the day where everyone seemed to gather in one place.
That is peculiar, but as rude and shrewd as he is, he probably puts business above all and was probably taking care of business matters and found those more important than a game in the arena.
Well, don't mean to brag, but it seemed my people have stuck pretty close to tradition. I mean, they have trees and everything.
I don't know if I'd call those desert dwellers your people, but they, yeah, I would agree they're definitely farther, right, closer to their traditions than me, than the gnomes. But
I wonder with which ethnic group has been here the longest, because then maybe they have the history of what really happened with the mischief tax.
well, they kind of described it to us that, you know, the dwarves and the halflings or gnomes, I believe it was halflings, fought and caused a great deal of damage to the city. Speaking of halflings,
Hello.
let's go find that twerp before he gets us in trouble.
So what are you guys doing? As
So-
this is going
Well,
on?
I walked away because I was really just kind of defeated and ashamed that Matteo did anything better than me. And so like I'm just like walking into a corner and I'm just gonna
So
find like a
mean.
spot that like no and like I'm okay. So I'm utterly amazed and upset at myself
Yeah.
that I was not
You
like,
got outplayed. Right?
that I got outplayed
Got outplayed.
at every corner, like at every stop, and like he just worked with what he was given, and I had the chance to choose.
Matteo has selective savant syndrome.
Yep. And it just blew me away, and I was really upset.
Okay.
And so I walked into a corner, and I just
So
started-
Sano is brooding in a corner
I am brooding in a corner, and
because
just,
of Matteo.
Looking at his plate, trying to figure what he put down.
What did I do?
Anybody who walks by will notice he hasn't eaten a thing.
Yeah.
But he keeps moving things around.
What did I do?
Roll performance.
17.
Hey.
It looks almost as good as what Matteo did.
Okay.
Almost.
I feel less bad, but then I start eating it. Like,
So what do you guys say we find the bar? Yeah.
What's Truegar doing?
Truegar sees you in the corner, clasps you powerfully on the back and say, "Don't worry, old chum. Sucking at something is the first step at being good at something. You'll do better next time."
Jesus.
So let's go find that bar.
Yeah. Hey, I need you to do me a favor, Truegar. You're taller than me. When we get there, I need you to just see if you can get the bottle, so you, carry it around, and then we'll, once we,
Sure, leave it up to me. I'll take care of everything. No, I won't.
No, I won't. Not at all.
You could have an inspiration.
No, I won't.
That was so perfectly timed. So, you find the bar.
Okay.
Is it a bartender or is it just a row of
So
heaps
there's
of glasses?
there's a bartender.
Hello.
I do the, I'm not going to quote the movie, but I essentially just rest my elbow on his head and say, "My friend and I here would like a pair of drinks, please." Resting my elbow on his head.
Okay. What would you like? Wine, ale, mead?
Your best halfling mead, please, if you have it here.
Yeah, we don't serve that swill here.
Oh, okay. And I look at some random person that just give me what he's having.
I don't know that you're of the proper social standing to have that.
How about 2 meads? Plain old regular meads.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Oh man.
So I'm going to write 5 + 1 underneath my inspiration here.
No, you can't go over 5.
Oh
The
no.
+1 is more of a moral victory.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, look at how many I've got.
Yeah.
So, Oglen's now down the stairs. He's down the balcony and down the stairs, and he's down the main floor.
Okay. And has there been any response through the telepathic communications. When Oglen
I would imagine so.
was saying, we gotta get out of here quick.
That would be-
I guess I'd keep an eye on the stairwell that I saw you go up.
Dimble will be more inquisitive. He's like, why? What's going on?
And it's clear Oglen's like just freaking out, right? It's like, oh, Rashad, the Lawrence Gate champion, is here. He pretended to be Salon. I'm not sure that this is even their party, and like, clearly. And Oglen gets down. Where are you guys? We just gotta talk.
Did he threaten you?
Well, no, I kind of threatened him, actually, but.
Why don't you take a deep breath and find us?
Okay.
Dimble's face. No, I kind of threatened him.
And Oglen does as instructed, takes a deep breath. All right, where are you guys at? By the food? Drinks? Or don't tell me Ashranen's dancing again.
Well, I hope not.
You can kind of guide him
Yeah, kind of.
mentally. You find them eventually.
All right.
So the three of you are together, and Thorin's kind of tagging along with Truegar, and Brudall's probably as close to you as he can get. Brudall generally tends to follow Oglen around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where the other guys are, but let's check the bar. That's my best guess.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe we don't need to get out of here right away, but I feel better being with you guys.
So you eventually make your way through the crowd, and you find Truegar and Matteo near the bar with just two generic-looking cups of mead. And Sano's a little ways off, standing near a corner.
What's his problem?
He got outdone at his own game, you know. Look at this plate of food. I show him.
It's empty.
Well, I promise, it looks very good, but I got hungry.
There's a whole stack of them.
Yeah, but this one, it looked really good, but I got hungry. And it looked better than his.
I love how he showed you the plate, and he actually said earlier that he... And then I ate it.
Just
So
believe,
excited
just
you
take my
forgot.
word for it.
So funny.
Yeah. I'm sure it was very good. Yeah.
Well, it was, yeah.
So, has anybody seen the salon yet? Albatil.
The salon? Do they have this here?
That's I think the fellow who's throwing this.
Oh, the
this
guy,
party.
not like the place.
So
Yeah.
the shindig, negative. We haven't seen, nor have they made any announcements as to his arrival.
True. How much was the meat, or is it an open bar?
We were not asked for currency when we ordered our drinks.
The bull will walk over to the bar and is like, I have a glass of Owen wine, please.
Make that two.
Yeah, that free bar was a mistake.
So the bartender looks at Dimble and then looks at Ash and hands Ash the goblet of wine, but looks at Dimble and says, I'm sorry, I don't think you're of the proper standing to have this.
Dimble taps to like the embroidery on his. It's like, don't you know who we are?
I don't.
It's like, we're the World Walkers. We're the ones who bested the champions in the arena today.
That doesn't change the fact that you're not meant to have this.
I'm gonna tug Dimble a little bit. Let's just go.
That's fine, I brought there.
That's fine, no problem.
And he gets out one of the little tiny vials that he still has stashed away in the new wine.
That was a good move. Oh, wow.
No, I
I forgot he
hand-
had that.
Yeah.
I handed
I was like, today's battle deserves a good toast.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm not sure I'm interested in elven wine. You got anything real cheap and real strong?
So the person kind of like glances at Oglen really quickly and then looks at the rest of you and then looks at Oglen again. And then you watch as the person like scans Oglen from top to bottom. And Oglen's the only person in this entire place wearing armor. Besides, besides the guards, right? And what did you ask for?
Some real cheap, real strong.
We have rock gut.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Gives Oglen a mug of rock gut.
All right. And they cheers.
And as they pour it, they like... It's like that look of derision.
Yeah.
Just the smell alone.
The judgment.
You're down to 2 vials.
I was
Roll
gonna-
perception if you're standing there, besides Oglen.
I was gonna pull you over away from the
15.
bar and give you my goblet and then go up and say, I drank mine already.
Drank mine already.
So if you rolled higher than a 12, you notice that this person's hand is shaking ever so slightly as they hand this goblet to To Oglen.
When I see that, I'll go over to Oglen and take the sleeve of my jerkin, rub a little bit of the dust off, or the dirt off of his armor as sort of a, you got a little spot there, let me help you out, as a,
Thank you.
and make sure you're nice and clean.
Yeah. Maybe use some of this rock gut, polish it right off there.
Burn through the armor.
Yeah,
It's great for removing rust.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, it turns out Salon's not the only important figure at this party.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, you
The
always...
ceiling falls on Matteo.
No.
We also, and we're stepped away from the bar at this point, I guess.
Are you?
Yeah,
I
if that's,
I
if that's
figured
okay.
it was still there.
Yeah, you all were making your way, and I was just following you.
Is there a table?
There aren't any like tables with chairs. There are like leaning
Bars full of
tables.
tables. Let's gather around the
Okay.
table and discuss.
None of them short enough for the little people though.
I brought my own damn high chair then.
Gotcha.
We gather around anyways. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oglen.
still have your own wine, right? To a good battle today and putting our limits to the test.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, to your good battle today.
Cheers.
Oh, well, I fought too.
You did?
I'm really glad none of you are dead.
That's the most real part of that toast right there.
Yeah. Well, that's in large part thanks to all the assistance we got from you all. Did you see that rock? It saved my
I
life.
know, that was crazy.
Saved my
I was
life.
like, wow, that was my rock.
Yeah, I am very sorry about that. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
get you
okay.
another
I'll
rock.
just get another one. They're all over the place.
But
I was too busy killing stuff,
Oh,
knocking
it's
stuff
an
out
end
that I
ball.
completely missed that rock. What? A rock hit somebody?
oh, it blocked
saved his life.
would have been a killing blow. But
With the rock.
and you see him
Jumped
open his
in the
eyes and
pond.
he's like, he's got his fingers crossed behind his back.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised they didn't harm you for throwing stuff into the arena.
Oh, no, I didn't throw it. I gave it to him beforehand. It's my lucky rock. Well, it was. but-
Oh,
That's right.
oh,
I
oh.
carried the rock
That's why I
into
didn't
the
miss
arena.
arena rock dancing. I was totally lost what was going on. No, luckstones do come in handy.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get a new one.
But let's not downplay the role that Alcar played in our victory here today.
Downplay. You mean it would have been burnt toast without him?
That's exactly right.
And that makes 3 of us.
Ooh, how does Dimble feel putting even more in a god's debt?
I think in this battle he was kind of going into it knowing that they have to rely on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reluctantly.
What's that?
Reluctantly.
Yeah, it seems that the limits of what we're able to accomplish with his help it's just rewritten. Every time I think we've gone as far as we can, I'm proved wrong. It's really been an honor to serve with you all. But let me return to previous matters before I forget. Salon is not the only important dignitary here. Our opponents, Rashad, the champion of Lawrence Gate, pulled me away for that solitary meeting upstairs, and it seems clear they're trying to gauge the strength of Alcar's forces here.
I think that's the whole intention of them pulling into the arena to begin with.
Yeah, that seems likely.
You should have failed on purpose.
Oh.
For the Empire,
Well,
Make yourself look bad, and then they're nothing. Save Alcar, the Empire trip. They go and invade them. Boom, they get wiped out.
that's what worries me. I'd like to accomplish this acquisition without the loss of life, if possible.
Well, I think a show of force does us greater than pretending to be weak in that situation.
It does, and it's important I didn't pretend to be weak. I did threaten him.
Did you let him know that you were still in training?
I was clear that there are many much more powerful than I, and that if he fell to one such as me, he stands no chance against the forces of who we serve.
I'm
I-
flattered.
I believe his ego is probably going to not let his words take those words too much to heart, but I understand your apprehension knowing that they're here, but I think we should still wait for the one who originally invited you.
Yeah, at first I thought it might have been some kind of ruse, but I think they're just party guests as well, same as us. But,
Did you mention anything about you joining him in some sort of endeavor?
no, he was mostly interested in gathering information and gauging what kind of chance they stood against us when they march here in 2 weeks. But,
Is he just a
Well, he
champion?
marches there in 2 weeks.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, during the recap, we learned from the barkeep that Lawrence Gate is going to send their troops to Alcaran lands within 2 weeks. Well, east, which is generally in the direction of.
So they're gonna send their forces out.
Yeah, and the last thing
He's
Oglen
on
said
fire.
before the session ended was that, well, it sounds like Lawrence Gate's going to be empty here in 2 weeks. So yeah, they're going to march here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's important.
That's very important.
You did the recap.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that.
It's not that important.
The Lucky Rock,
So
Invasion,
It's true.
priorities.
It's really hard to find lucky rocks.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
and I know that our Lawrence Gate stands no chance here. Like, this battle is a foregone conclusion. I just would prefer that we don't have to slaughter these people, and that we can show them a better way.
I wouldn't underestimate them too much. You know, they've been doing a good fight, and if there's others that can transform as the same as their commander, and most of our attacks bounce right off of them. You know, there's only so many Sunwalkers in our ranks. We don't know how many within their ranks are able to transform as he was.
That's true. It's important that Rashad did demonstrate similar abilities over the Divine.
Oh, I hate to say it, but I think if they had more like him, they would have been more like him in the arena.
That's
Not
possible.
necessarily.
Not necessarily, but you know, just my guess.
They might be playing their cards close to the chest as well.
Maybe.
But, yeah, I gotta say, I'm not much for this politics stuff, folks. I'm trying to learn, but
Did you ask him anything about that, about the transformation, or how he did that, or anything?
no,
I'm sure I'm curious. I've never seen someone transform like that and survive.
yeah, neither have I. And I'd be interested to know what it was that he did here. But I was just so happy to get out of that room with my head still on my shoulders that I forgot to ask any questions, if I'm being honest.
So in other words, you gave all the information and didn't receive any yourself.
That's exactly right.
To save their lives instead of our lives.
Why he's a Sunwalker, not a Shadowwalker?
I'm more like the hammer in the toolbox.
Well, you got like one thing you can do, but you suck at everything else? Or was there a different analogy with that?
Yeah.
That's better than sucking at everything like some people.
Hi.
Oh, have an inspiration.
Good, because I'm out.
I'll give you one of my +1.
Did you happen to catch his name?
Yes, Rashad.
Rashad.
And
Just kidding, Skylar. I don't mean it.
What was his role exactly? Is he a government official? Is he some sort of military leader?
it seems that he holds some favor with the Mustara, which is the king here, right?
Pretty sure they said they were like army captain champion or
That's
something
right.
like that, right?
Champion of.
Is the commander
Lawrence
of the
Gate.
entire military, is what you guys were told.
They say he's so good that he gets defeated in every battle.
Yeah. And as you had been mentioning, this show of force, I hope that by just defeating this Rashad, you know, if Zendark were to show what can be done, maybe that'd be all it takes. But I don't know. They also seem to demonstrate no reluctance to give their life in service to what Lawrence Gate calls them to do. I must admire them for that if they weren't beholden to such
No,
intolerable principles.
I believe that
Blood oath.
Yeah.
that their culture has boiled down to some basic principles, and some of their main basic principles go completely against Alcar. I think it'll be very hard bringing them to the diplomacy table in a peaceful surrender. And them being able to even perceive a way of life without slave trading,
Yeah.
or the racism and the mocking of small folk.
Well, after a
Or
while, they'll
even-
get over it.
The profit above all nature of some of the people here, that they all seem to given up their own home ways, and it's all about the city itself and nothing outside of it.
That's right. And it's my hope that this salon that we'll meet at some point here is the exception to that rule. Talora mentioned that he may very well be very new money, new thinking, and particularly anti-slavery. So hopefully that will be an important important asset for us to minimize casualties here. But I fear that you're right. I'm not sure we can do this without bloodshed. But let's just make sure that we don't become the very monsters that we set out to destroy.
Agreed.
Now, to the point that Lawrence Gate is going to be empty here in 2 weeks. And, oh good. We're all together at this point, right?
Yeah, well, what do you mean by Lawrence Gate will be empty? As in no souls left?
Oh, sorry. The army marching away in 2 weeks. And we were told that there will be magical defenses, so they're not totally.
There'll still be some guard. There'll still be guard.
It's not like they're going to send everybody, right? These are professional military geniuses, right?
Very quietly, just so that our party can hear. We must not also forget about the Sunwalker that we freed, Holsterian. He said he's coming back very soon.
Oh, that's right. One of Alcar's agents.
I just hope he does not go town-destroying rage like the last super powerful being we had. And I hope we're out of the town when that happens.
I mean, don't kill his nephew, and maybe he won't.
If Alstarian serves the same power that I do, then he will not.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Either way, I'd like to be out of town before he comes in and wrecks house.
likewise, unless.
I'd very much like to see that.
Maybe from a mountaintop, not firsthand, up close.
Yeah, true. Yeah. You know, it's like witnessing a big event in history, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I was just sitting here thinking about what you said about how none of your attacks hit that guy. And I was doing the math in my head, and Zendark and a few of the others, I don't think it's possible for them to miss him unless they roll in that one.
And then if I'm
Like, I'm pretty sure,
feet,
I haven't looked at his character sheet in a long time, but I'm pretty sure Zendark's plus to hit is like 32.
Yeah.
30.
When he
Oh,
shows
it's
up in our
fine.
game, there's just a skull next to his name. Zendark skull.
It's like a red skull, and it flashes
Yeah.
when you look at him.
Fucking
Don't
run.
Run away.
Fucking
yeah.
run.
He's like level 30.
Oh my
guys, why do I hear boss music?
Yeah, right.
The Doom soundtrack comes on.
I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick out. Never mind.
Oh no.
I'm here to chew ass and kick bubblegum.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So, perhaps we should try and figure out where the salon is as soon as we can, and then consider making our exit.
Yes, I do have other business I need to attend to later tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, then let us make our
You don't have to worry about that. You talking about meeting the Shadowwalker? Yeah, you weren't here last week when that was supposed to happen, so I rolled it into something else.
But we did learn.
You were gonna all the information they got from the tavern owners. You were gonna get.
Okay.
But you weren't here to give that to, so I shifted it to somebody else.
Yeah. So Talora, the barkeep woman,
Arid and Talora, yeah.
are now like the spy informant that we got.
No, I mean they're not the only ones. but
Okay. Okay.
Is the Shadowwalker still the one that Holsterian thinks
Actually,
is
you
dead?
should still meet with him.
Because Holsterian thinks the Shadowwalker's dead, right?
No, I told him.
Okay. But
No, he told him.
that he lived, but Holsterian was like, "Well, I watched him die. How can
Yeah.
he be alive?" So I just want to
Right.
make sure there's nothing duplicitous, going on.
Yeah.
Nah, he spoke to Dimble in
Oh, okay.
only the language that the Shadowwalkers know.
Gotcha.
Shadow speak. Shadow puppets.
When the city guard,
What if it is puppets though?
when the city guard cut his belly open, it
It's
was actually.
amazing. It's so memey, but it's so good. What's the rabbit mean? Run.
Yes.
Run fast.
Run fast.
If I would have said run slow, it would have been the
It
turtle.
would have been the turtle.
Oh no, you have to put that on our character sheet. Shadow speak is hand puppets.
Shadows
No,
Sand
it's
Puppets.
really
Yes.
not.
It's canon now, Gordon.
Oh, what's that puppet show with the red-headed lady from like 30 years
Lamb
ago?
Chop?
Lamb Chop. Thank you.
I don't think
So I was thinking more like the shadow puppets and killer clowns from outer space.
Yeah. Like the puppets can actually eat you.
It's terrifying. Terrifying.
I hate that show. It's so freaking weird, but so great.
That's a good movie.
they make it look not bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, you guys have been milling about for a few minutes talking, and you notice that people are starting to kind of make their way further into the palace. What are you guys doing?
Like all the guests.
Like they're all moving to another area, like because they know something's happening or something's getting ready to happen.
I don't know about you.
I think we should stick with the crowd. I think the guest of honor might be getting ready to beer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Grab one
Sounds
more drink
right.
before that happens, but yes.
Yeah. Oglen
One for
finishes
the
the rock
road.
gut.
Hey, Ash, if you were to grab me an elven wine, I'll take that now if you were to grab it for me. I'd rather save the other mid wine for some other time.
Bribing the end boss with some
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you could do that for me, that would be very much appreciated. Very much.
And see if they've got something stronger than this rock gut. I'm not feeling anything.
Roll a Constitution save.
I thought we did.
I'm gonna use the dice that you
That's
got.
still funny now.
It's still mate. Oh, nat 20 on your dice.
Oglen is super sober.
So, Stone Cold Steve sober.
Oglen is depressedly sober.
Oglen, why do you drink that stuff?
Old
You didn't
habits.
even have to pay for it.
I know.
You could have gotten like something good.
Well,
Not even Jim would drink it.
to be honest, I felt like it's what I deserved.
Well,
And we continue making our way.
Okay, well, we're going to take our break.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, as we meander.
As you guys are meandering with the rest of the party.
Meander so hard.
Guys, we haven't killed everybody at this party yet. We're doing it. We're doing it.
As we meander
Power
past
and
the
blood
video.
like the Blood Queen.
What?
That's a reference to a board game convention that I'll tell you about.
Hi, welcome back.
Shut up! They don't know!
They do now.
They do now.
Where were we? Yes.
We're
That's right. You guys are about to die.
Yeah, we're meandering
We're
at the
heading
moment.
towards where all the other guests are heading.
Right.
So you notice they're like entering like a giant banquet hall. There are tables set up. It's like variable chairs, seating arrangements, and everybody seems to be finding a seat. And as you guys walk in and you're looking where to sit, an individual approaches you, and he's wearing like a shirt. Looks fairly well dressed. It's not like super impressive, but you notice on the shirt is embroidered the sigil of Salon's house. Is the wagon with the crates on it.
Right.
And he looks at Oglen and he bows and he says, would you please come with me, my lord?
Certainly. Should I bring my friends or are they to stay here?
Are they your guests?
They are.
Then by all means, they can accompany you.
Thank you. And emotions for everybody to follow. And we follow this fella.
Sano gets out of the corner, follows behind.
Stops brooding.
I'm done booting.
What are we doing?
Finish this food, put his
Going to
plate
go
back.
see.
No, I was asking in character.
Oh.
Jeremy knows what we're doing.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Matteo is too busy checking out some of the people around. Being like, oh, they got nice clothes.
Yeah. We're to meet our honored host.
Oh.
So after like 30 or 40 seconds, you get to the other side of the hall and you see a young human standing in front of a table with an older woman. You assume that it's Salon and his mother because you know that she's been acting as the regent for their house for the last few years. And he turns and he looks and he smiles at each of you and he approaches and he extends his hand to Oglen.
Ah. Yeah. Salon, it's nice to meet you. And a little bow and a kiss, I guess. Is that what we're supposed to do? Oglen begins to lean forward, reading the situation.
I will
It
use
seems
my
to me
reaction.
that he's greeting you as an equal.
I will,
Oh, okay.
I will
Shaking
use my
hands.
reaction to go. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
normal.
Sorry.
Anybody who would like can roll perception. A kiss and a bow,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
and he's just like,
Equals. Excuse me.
oh, that's funny. Oglen greets him by kissing his hand.
But try.
25.
Oh, that's not too bad actually.
Okay.
You said perception? Modified 20.
19.
21.
Dirty 8. That means modified.
Modified.
That's a synonym for dirty.
You have 18 perception?
No, 8.
Not 38. Dirty 8.
Oh, dirty.
Dirty 8.
Okay. I have to be honest, I was bewildered for a moment.
Gordon was
Roll
like,
perception 72.
wait, what? Gordon's running the numbers in his head. He's like,
Nah.
Did you not just see me do a shit ton of math in my head?
Yeah.
my highest modifier is only a plus 16.
Okay. The only people who should have modifiers that ridiculous are those three.
Yeah. It's like 38. Oh, okay. Normal.
So I'm pretty sure everybody rolled higher than the 15, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
the DC.
I
So
got 8.
you notice that when Salon puts his hand out to greet Oglen, that there are like hushed gasps in your immediate vicinity. And that, you know, some people immediately, after they're shaking hands and they're talking, immediately go into like whispered drama mode.
Like,
Ooh, he took a short person's hand. Ooh.
yeah.
Like a Jane Austen novel. It's
Yeah.
just tons of gossip.
Tons of gossip.
Like,
It
I
seems
like straighten up. Like, I'm proud that, like, I'm part of this group. That this gentleman is taking.
Roll
this-
performance.
Yeah.
Bird chest. Are you a little person?
11.
Okay. He doesn't embarrass himself. Or the rest of you.
Well, not this time.
Good, because I had already used my reaction.
To save Oglen.
So he looks at you and says, "It's my honor to meet you."
Yes, and thank you very much for having us here. I'm excited to.
And the guy that escorted you leans in close to you and he says, "No, the proper response. It's also my honor to meet you."
Oh, I'm sorry. And it is my honor as well to meet you, Salon.
Thank you. He like kind of nods the guy off. He says, "So, why are you here in the city? I know why you're here at the party because I invited you, but like, why are you in the city?"
We had an expedition that was going to take us into the desert and through your town, but we were, to put it lightly, accosted along the way, and
I heard you were also robbed.
that is true.
It's amazing how brigands can get you almost anywhere.
Yeah, you can say that again.
And he's saying things very loudly,
Oh, okay.
right? Like he's not whispering. He's not keeping his voice down.
Theatrically loudly? Extra enunciated?
Like, look at what I'm doing loudly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And,
I'm giving this hope some percent food selfie.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Actually,
Selfie! Oh,
Look at me, guys. I'm doing good.
that's going to be the quote for this
There it
episode.
is. Homeless guy from selfie. Yes, it's it's. There are many things about Lawrence Gate that give me hope, but I can't say that our time here has been easy so far. I'm excited that our meeting here might turn that around for us. It's,
How so?
well, I've heard that you have a very different attitude than most of the folks here in Lawrence Gate, and I suspect
You mean like I think slavery is abominable?
that's exactly what I mean. And I'm starting to realize that you're not.
You see his mother behind him, and she's just like looking at him, very disappointed.
Yeah.
She's very much got the you're really wrecking my heart right now.
Yeah.
Look.
And I'm encouraged to meet another man that doesn't mind just dispensing with all the politicking. And Oglen begins to look around at the crowd at this point. It's nice to just shoot straight with somebody for a change. And you're exactly right when you say that there are things in this town that need to change, that will change. I hope that you'll help me make that happen.
Well, I don't have as much power as many people seem to think I have. At least I don't have as much power as I have money.
Hey, money's power.
You don't have the power yet.
Good line. Good line.
But the people I serve, they have the means to give that power to you. And we could also benefit from the power that you could give us.
So, just to make sure you understand the scene, You're like in the middle of a banquet hall
Yeah.
with like maybe 1,000 people
Right.
around, with at least 100 within earshot.
Yes.
6 feet apart.
Are we social distancing
No.
at this party?
We're not, because magic can
Yeah.
make things go away.
Yeah. This was
Except
a
the magic plague, but that's for season
That's
3.
different.
yeah.
Season 3.
Yeah, so Oglen's intentionally flaunting this at this point to kind of mimic the energy he's getting from this young guy who seems to be like, fuck politics, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you out a little bit. Right?
Okay.
Truegar also help out?
Oh, yeah.
Are you? Because what you're saying is technically sedition, right? If he agrees to it, it's technically sedition,
You can
treason,
get away with that, I'm pretty sure.
all of
got
that
money.
stuff. This isn't the United States of America. You're not going to get away with that.
Oh, come on.
Good reference, bro.
We're not in a room by
So-
ourselves.
Is that what you're trying to do outwardly?
I certainly don't want to make this guy, like, in a position where he's going to be, like, executed or assassinated or something. So maybe I'll let him be the one that, you know, does the sedition-y stuff, and I'll mimic. So it's like, yes, not yet. But I find that power makes its way into the hands of people that are doing the right thing. If
Well, not always.
given enough time.
In my experience, the most corrupt always end up in power. I mean, I'm not that old, and my father's untimely death led me to prepare for this role since I was 11. But nothing's really changed here except the powerful have gotten more greedy for more power.
Yeah. If you continue to do what you have always done, you will get what you have always gotten. But it sounds to me like you're thinking about taking things in a new direction.
Well, I did that yesterday when I freed all of the individuals owned by my family and the house.
And that just proves that you're putting your money where your mouth is already. And that's what makes me think the power's going to find its way to you. A man like you deserves it.
Why does it feel like right now Oglen is so hardcore trying to convince this kid to betray his city for a little bit of power?
Because he is.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. This kid doesn't want power. He wants to do what's right.
Yeah, come out. That's what
Can,
I'm
can like
talking about.
Truegar sort of like shimmy around people and be like,
You know, Oglen's so innocent, but really he's the most manipulative.
yeah, that would be
Yeah. But it's only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
So
When he needs to be.
he looks at you and says, sometimes the slow way is the safest way.
Well, that's true. That's very true. Keeps us in check. It's easy for us to.
Do me a favor, Truegar. Roll a Constitution save, see if your neck's okay.
Next break. Next break.
Oh, and that one, you just broke your neck.
Oh no! He's gonna need a massage. Yeah, it keeps us from moving too fast.
Some people change much slower than others.
Yeah, it's you have to forgive me. I'm still trying to sort out the way of things in your town.
I mean, by my guess, you might be 60,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
still young for a dwarf.
Yes, that's right.
So, like me, there's still a lot that I'm sure you need to learn.
Oh, you can say that again.
One of those things, probably sooner than later, should be what you should say and when you should say it.
Yeah, I admit, and Oglen's chuckling, leans back a little bit. Sometimes, just telling the truth in every situation, it's a comfort, and other times, it gets me into trouble, if I'm being honest. I wish that I could live in a world where we were just honest with each other.
He laughs at you, like just in the middle. Well, at least you could defend yourself, as the whole city saw.
That's true. I just hope I don't have to again.
He like looks over at another table, and there you do see. Who was it who searched for the ruler of the city? One of you. Okay, Sano. When he looks over at the table, you see that he's looking at the ruler of the city, and he says, "Yes," and he's being loud again. Yeah, some people need to learn sooner rather than later that if they stand in the way of progress runs them over. Much like horses stampeding.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's the title of the leader of the city.
Still okay to call somebody by master.
I was just letting you know that wasn't his actual name.
Okay.
In case I didn't make it clear when you guys were
So
role
we-
playing with the inn owners.
Understood.
Yes, I suspect it's probably quite telling that some people have done all that they can to show their power, and instead, Oglen doesn't finish his sentence.
Salon smirks. And you get the sense that he's much wiser than the average person his age. Like, he's done a lot in the 7 years that he's been running his family. And he sits down at the table and he motions for you all to sit down around the table. His mother sits at his left, and he motions to the chair right beside him for Oglen.
Okay. Oglen takes it.
Okay. And as everybody sits down, somebody comes up and basically, announces that the first course is now being served. And it gets to the table, and it's like a nutty soup.
It's going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a.
This is a crazy soup. It's down to Neverwell.
Well,
Is it called an anime?
everybody laughed at that and stabbed themselves with a pencil.
They lose an inspiration.
Wait.
So you'll have to forgive me.
Animaniacs lose.
You have to forgive me, Salon. Where are my manners? I haven't even introduced my friends.
I apologize, but if I'm being honest, I don't actually care what your names are.
It's
I
more-
just care about the statement that you're making being at my table.
It's more important what we can do for each other. I agree.
My apologies. I'm sure you're all very wonderful people in your own way.
Not
all of them.
We're kind of the bad guys sometimes.
There was this one time we killed this one guy's nephew, and I wasn't there for that though.
Oh, is that why we had to rebuild half our city?
Yeah, whoops.
No. He was calm by the time he reached here.
Well,
I'm sure that you all have wonderful names and wonderful stories, but honestly, tonight is more about what you're going to do for me, and then what I do for you when we're done.
all right. Well, now we're getting down to business.
I'm gonna whisper.
Indeed, I just need you to sit here and make people feel uncomfortable.
That we can do.
Is he saying this loudly for the rest of the people?
Oh, he is not being quiet at
Yeah,
all.
Okay.
Like, it's very clear that he's making a statement.
I'm gonna whisper to Truegar next to me. I'm gonna say, hopefully we get that deposit back, or more. You know what I'm saying?
Right now.
He looks at each of you for like a second, and then he looks at Oglen and says, I do have to apologize, because if there weren't already targets on your backs, there are now.
Oh, there already was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an unfortunate side effect of the line of work we're in. It seems that no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to this place, but you guys seem to have a lot of enemies.
Yeah. The only folks that don't have enemies are those who ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, are you really living life if you don't have enemies?
Well, most of the places where I get enemies, I just flee from and don't go back. Usually it's because I stole something or.
You've won life when
But-
you have no enemies.
But usually, it's not really stealing. They're usually dead.
Well, that
From,
sounds like death to me.
Old temples and stuff. So it's not really stealing, but people don't like it.
Was it yours?
Well, they weren't using it. They're dead.
Did it belong to someone else?
No, because they're dead. So it didn't belong to anyone. So it's fair game.
But you just said it belonged to them, but they're dead.
Well, it did thousands of years ago.
Okay, but maybe they don't like you taking their things, and maybe you have a lot of enemies that you just don't know about.
I'm
No,
so
I know
glad this is
about
all a
that.
hypothetical.
Yeah, it's nice to meet both a statesman and a philosopher.
Well, I guess. I'm not really either of those things.
But it is true that you put a lot of thought into things. You don't seem to act rashly.
My mother feels differently.
Well, maybe she's just a little overprotective because she notices your bright future and she's a little...
Is Ash being nice to someone?
Oh man, look
How
at
do I
this.
roleplay with
Look at
this?
this.
This is Ash
You
being
go
trying to-
outside and scream
trying to
in the
tipsy.
yard.
I think it feels dirty. I'm sorry, man. It genuinely caught me off guard that you're role playing not an asshole.
We should foster this behavior.
Yeah, that's right. We need to encourage this.
Whew.
You're doing so great.
I've already had a rough
Trying to get rewarded.
Yes, that's right.
I'm sorry, Ben.
Well, that was the end of my sentence anyway.
Oh, that's
Because she was
unfortunate.
intimidated. I said that part under my breath though.
Oh, okay. He says, well, you don't have to suckle my tea. If you do what I've asked, then I'll take care of any of your needs before you leave the city.
Well, we're more than happy to help make folks uncomfortable. If I put my feet on the table, will that help?
That would just be rude.
Oh, okay. See, you just
Not
gotta
even
let us
any
know.
chairs, Oglen. How would
Just
you
let
do
us
that?
know what you need us to do.
Just continue talking loudly.
All right.
That's something I can do.
The more loud you are, the more uncomfortable you make the people around us. The
Should we
better
talk
I'll
about our
reward you.
allegiances with short people? Yeah, I like short people.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, I don't have a problem with short people, other than sometimes if you've been drinking and you walk into a room and don't look, you can fall over them.
But do these people not like
Yeah,
short
that's
people?
happened.
Oglen
Yeah,
genuinely
that's
laughs. Yeah, I've been tripped over more than once in my time.
You also have to be careful to not put your elbow on the top of their head, thinking that it's a table you can rest yourselves on.
That happened to me twice
And
today.
it's a good way for you to end up on the floor.
He laughs and says, if you'll excuse me, there are some things I need to take care of. But please, further discuss how you plan to overthrow the ruler of the city
All right.
when your army arrives.
The only thing I'm going to overthrow is this soup.
Well, luckily, the invading
Somebody,
army is
where's Sam when you need him?
Yeah, right.
equipped with nothing but feathers, and they intend to tickle.
Yes.
Wow.
Nobody expects the Lawrence Gate Inquisition.
The only thing I'm taking care of is my adopted small child, who will never grow very tall. Right, guys?
Wait, do you?
What?
So when is the wedding between you and Glorenda?
What the fuck just happened?
I love small people.
Oh, then just talk about Glory.
I knew where he was going. I knew how he failed, and I tried to save him.
I did it on purpose.
No much gyrocopter.
Yeah. So as other folks are continuing to have audible conversations.
Oh, by the way, this is one of those roleplay begets reward
Yeah.
situations.
So in our minds, in the God talk. So we got to be careful about how hard we play our hand here. You know, the words that we speak are going to have serious consequences for our people.
What does the nearest table consist of, like people race-wise?
So there are. So the way it's actually set up is that there's like a dais, and there are like 9 tables set up, and all of the tables are about set up properly, and those are all the ruling families, the council, and then the ruler of the city, and then the rest is like just tables set up, and the closest couple of tables to you out on the floor are like mostly humans, and a couple of elves.
I have a question.
There aren't really any short people within earshot.
I have a question. Do people within these tables seem to be interacting outside of their tables? So, like, if these tables are like here, are they talking to like across?
For the most part, no.
Okay.
For the most part, they seem to be interacting within their tables.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're like pretending.
Every now and then, you'll see somebody talk to somebody at another table, but it's fairly clear that they know each other and they're just acknowledging their presence.
Oh, hello, John.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And are they just like pretending to not hear us loudly talking about the party?
The nearest tables to you have definitely stopped talking and are just listening
Yeah,
at
just
this
listening.
point.
Has Salon got up from his chair and left? Is that what he did?
The boy has left and his mother has accompanied him.
Oh, okay.
He said he would be back.
Yeah.
When you say boy, like 17, 18?
He's 18.
Okay.
Like, he just turned 18.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna look over at one of the other tables that's like staring at us and try to make eye contact with someone. Take my hat off. And then just go back to talking.
So you know when you catch somebody off guard doing something that they probably shouldn't be doing, and they like panic. That's what a couple of them do, and then they like busy themselves with their cups,
Grab
their
a breadstick.
glasses, or like food that's in front of them, and they like immediately start talking amongst themselves.
We've all been in high school. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I look around for Rashad.
He's not here.
I'd like to go over to one of the elvish tables and introduce myself. Hello.
Is anyone going to attempt to stop him?
Well, I mean, we were right in the middle of this Godspeak conversation, right? Where
Oh my.
Oglen had said that you know it's very important that we choose our words carefully here. We
Oh
can.
yeah, I would ignore that.
That's nice.
Okay, that might be the quote for
And
the
so-
episode.
So Oglen starts speaking more loudly in his mind as Ash walks away. We could set a real bad example here, or we could really set a good one, depending on how we look at it.
Okay, so you go to a table with elves,
Mhm.
and then they're desert elves. They've got that very rough-looking skin complexion and the darker skin color. Most of them do. Like they've actually been out in the desert.
Would they acknowledge me coming up, or would I have to introduce myself first before they paid attention to me?
They would notice you, but they wouldn't initiate conversation.
Okay. Hello there. I'm Ashranen. You happen to catch my eye, and I just wanted to know, have you ever posed for a picture? Rather, a painting?
Are you asking all of them, or
Just
what?
the closest one, proximity-wise, to the table. So the first one I would meet. I would say this directly to the
Roll-
face.
Fellow children.
Roll a d20 and call even or odd.
Me?
Yeah.
To determine whether or not this guy's a model.
Whether it's a male or female.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't care.
Even.
Oh.
Okay. So he looks at you and says, "No, I haven't."
You look like you'd pose really well nude. Like, I mean, your physique is just... It's better than mine.
How
I'm
do you know I'm wearing robes?
Truegar
I can just
suddenly-
tell by the way your broad shoulders are and your...
Truegar leans
Chiseled
forward to
chin.
listen to this conversation really intently.
Like across the table.
I mean, if
Did he
I
put-
knew any painters in this city, I wouldn't mind commissioning you for something.
Dimble, like,
Are you offering to paint me in the nude?
I'm offering you to get painted in the nude. I sure as hell can't paint. I mean, if you're too shy, I mean,
at this point,
the rest
Dimble,
of your body doesn't look
Dimble
half
speaks to
bad.
Ash and says, "I don't think this is what he meant by make people uncomfortable."
I'm saying Godspeed. You think they look comfortable right now?
Yeah, this might be working.
What?
They are certainly not going to forget us this way.
He looks at you, and the others at the table are kind of like that, like shit-eating grin, smirk. Like, this is funny. Where's this gonna go? And he looks and says, "Will you be there though?"
I mean, do you want me to be there?
Wow, confidence.
There's confidence and then there's assholery.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Well, wouldn't you want to be there if you're paying for it? To ensure that
I mean,
the work
paintings don't... Well, you know. I didn't know how shy you would be. Maybe you got nervous and...
If you'd like to join us, feel free. We can make room.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna slightly push my way in.
Oh,
Quickly. Quickly. But like, kind of quickly to be rude,
Yeah.
rather than quickly to be eager.
okay.
So you're trying to be rude.
Yeah. Bruh.
Is
Like there's someone sitting next to that girl at
It-
the bar,
it's-
and you're like, move. And
It's
then
not
you
like...
sit down.
I mean, they all just moved out of the way so they could sit there.
It's
So
It's like you kind of put your foot in before people have scooched away.
Mm.
And try to
okay,
sit
well,
down.
that just makes you look eager for something else.
Yeah, all I can think of right now is Glorinda's heart is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Oglen to everyone else, he's much better at this than I am. Look, he's already sitting down.
So
I don't think it's...
you guys watch as Ash goes over there. They talk for a moment. You don't catch every word, but you do catch like painting and model
And nude.
and nude. And then he sits down. So you guys can RP like before we move on with his
That's an elven tradition I am not familiar with.
I was wondering if it was just me or if y'all heard that as well.
I was just in awe of the fact that he was able to insert himself into that social situation.
I've never seen him so outgoing before. This
Yeah.
is...
I think it'd be illegal for us to do that. We'd probably get arrested.
I mean, with male elves as pretty as the one he was just chatting to, I can understand why he'd be so eager to join them.
See, Truegar would do it too.
Truegar, aren't you married?
Just because I'm on a diet doesn't mean I can't look at the menu.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I guess you don't go shoe shopping barefoot.
Hey, that's good. I've never heard that before.
Yep.
That's
Well,
right.
it's the first time for everything, right?
Yeah.
That was an old Halfling saying we used to say.
You can say that.
About cheating on wives and husbands.
Well, man,
Yeah.
I feel like we gotta try to make these folks more uncomfortable. Then
Well, I could tell them about the fish skippers.
you could.
That makes anyone uncomfortable.
Well, we must also make sure to spread the word of the halfling curse.
Oh, that's not real. It's not real.
Nobody believes that.
Okay.
That one idiot believed it.
And,
It's a city full of people with halflings as property who don't really talk. I'm pretty sure it would have blown up already if that was a
Yeah.
thing.
How many people roll their eyes when I say halfling curse?
Yeah.
Did you say it out loud?
I was asking Oglen about the halfling curse.
Uh-huh.
It's like not roll your eyes, but like that. The fuck did he just say? Like what?
That's
Never heard of it.
That's ridiculous.
Fake news.
The only curse that we have is we can't stop talking. We don't explode. We just can't stop.
Are there people carrying around like trays of drinks and stuff?
There
to the
are.
Tables? Can Oglen wave one down and,
Okay.
and ask, would you mind a special request? Too much?
Excuse me. Are you at the right table?
Yeah, we're here at the behest of the salon. Mr. Albatil has invited us as honored guests. And I was,
Okay. What can I get for
well,
you?
I was just hoping to entreat upon your hospitality. You see, I'd gotten this, they called it rock.
She wants a drink order, not like your life story.
or this rock.
She kind of looks at Dimble like a little grateful.
Yeah, all right. Something
I'll have
stronger
elven
than
wine.
this. Something
Give him a
stronger
good
than
ale.
this. Something stronger
The rest of
than
them will
this.
take some ale as well.
Thank
Give
you.
me the strongest drink you got, Oglen says out loud.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the first part in halfling. I'm gonna say Madame, and then in halfling, and then in like common, I'm gonna say, just a drink, please.
Hey,
Specification?
They say halfling's a love language.
Oh, so he's trying to like merge French and English.
Yeah,
to
like
sound
this
more
will,
romantic.
you know, yeah.
ah.
Mademoiselle.
Yeah.
The wine bitter.
Oui, oui.
Somehow still
Yeah.
more.
So she nods and she goes off to get your drinks. And in the meantime, you look over and Ash has made himself comfortable between these two elves. And the elf to his right is now leaning against Ash. That very subtle shoulder to shoulder contact.
Ooh. Oh, you're already touching.
Yeah, but it's just he's really attentive to what Ash has to say.
Fuck
That's
is he
all it is.
reciprocating from a stranger?
It's
What a weirdo.
incredibly normal when someone wants to pay attention to somebody else.
Okay. Is he listening to what I'm saying, or is he trying to say something?
No, he's listening.
So, would you guys want to get some drinks after this?
Why, we could get drinks now. They're free
Like,
here.
I mean, like a second friendship, like outside of here, because I'm worried you guys are like, you know. I just want to get another one out of here. Is that all right with you guys? Like,
Did I just fucking like die?
Look,
I'm not the only one that had that problem then, okay.
I'm an awkward ass motherfucker, and even I didn't get that.
like I mean, we could drink here, but like,
Are you asking them to go to somewhere more intimate?
no. At a different time, not different place.
That's base 3. He's at base 2.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you can come. We're like friends, right? I mean, I think I've said enough to make you feel comfortable with what I've been saying, and that I haven't said anything that might make you uncomfortable, right?
And one of them from across the table says, not uncomfortable, but confused.
I mean, that's the start of a friendship if I've heard one, because then it means you
How
want
many friends do you have?
to know me better. I mean, if I count you guys, like 6.
That's not even everyone at the table. And a
I
couple
didn't
of them
actually
are
know how
like,
many.
Not even close.
okay, well, that explains a lot.
I do like.
So you lean closer to the one leaning against your arm.
I just like scratch my face. So is that a no?
The one from across the table is like, it is a no. Why would I go somewhere else to drink when I can drink here?
I'm saying another time. That's not right now, but like a different time.
Oh,
so
then
we can catch up
then maybe.
or somewhere where it's not so loud.
But it looks as if someone else has already slotted themselves into most of your free time.
I better go somewhere else then. I get up and I walk away.
So the one that's sitting on your right grabs your wrist as you leave.
Hey.
Ooh.
Wait, where are you going? You just got here.
It sounds like I'm not welcome here. I'm making you guys uncomfortable.
Well, we can leave. You and I can go get something to drink somewhere.
I kind of want a group of friends.
I'm gonna look over at seeing this. I'm gonna say.
Wait, should I pause before the gangbang?
Yeah! Show me to the swingers club!
Oh my god, you guys are so dirty, minded.
How else are you supposed to interpret that?
Hey, I want to see you naked and model, and then God, you're so dirty minded.
I want a group of friends. How else? What am I supposed to take that after this guy
I'm just
hit
trying
on
to
you?
get out of this situation. I don't want to go on a date with this guy.
This dude just asked if you wanted to go somewhere with just the two of you. And you responded, well, I kind of want a group of friends.
I'm just letting him down gently.
Matteo looks over and says, "Go Ash."
Hey, I'm gonna try to get more friends tonight, so if you just want to come with me, we can go to some of the other tables. I'm trying to get a party going.
I'm not really a group setting type person when it comes to that.
What do you mean? This is a party. What do you mean not groups? You're just part of a group. I'm trying to get
Yeah,
more
but
for
not
party.
for what we were gonna do.
Well,
You were
I'm
gonna
gonna do what
You were
I'm
gonna have
do.
me, and he does air quotes, have me painted in the nude. I mean,
I get close. Look, buddy, I was just trying to make you uncomfortable.
okay,
I
but you
find
just
joy in
excited me.
Well, I have no obligation to continue exciting you.
Okay, well now you're just doing it even better.
Well, you need to not only take a hint, but literally listen to what I'm saying. Take it as it is. No in between the lines, no figurative language. Like, buddy, I'm 2 more sentences off from just telling you to buzz off.
Oh look, Ashranen's got another boyfriend.
So you guys watch as Ash exchanges words with somebody at the table, and then as he goes to stand up, one of the elves grabs his arm, and Ash gets loud, and you hear most of the exchange. So, what are your guys' reactions to this?
Dimble's busting a plan.
Oglen yells, "We don't have nearly enough rope for you to be painted in the nude."
Truegar tracks up as playing hard to get only works half the time.
And usually when you don't want it to.
And the elf looks at
That
Truegar.
off.
Are you just playing hard to get?
Yes.
I see what I've done. I go, oh.
Oh no.
I'm not playing anything. I'm literally trying hard to get because I don't want you to get me. I don't want anyone to get me.
Earwax, I can't hear you. Dimble, sorry.
Dimble pipes in. It's like, just remember to find your way back into the hotel before nightfall.
I get even louder. Leave me alone.
But I haven't bothered you. You
You're a
bothered
stranger
me.
to me.
But you approached me at the table.
I don't owe you shit.
I'm gonna stand up and start walking over.
Can I notice how many other tables are looking around at this conundrum?
Everything within 50 feet.
Everything
Everything
for the
within.
team. Take one for the team.
I'm going over to Ash. I'm gonna say, "Hey, buddy, you
Oh, do you consort with little people?
That's right. I swing every which way.
wait, what?"
Mostly down.
That's a very nice outboard.
And I'm gonna say, "I'm not that short. I'm only like 2'11".
Oh, well, you just enjoy what you enjoy, and I'm gonna go back to my friends.
That's right. I dumped. Wait.
And I like hold a fist up.
The elf walks away and sits at the table, and a couple of the people around him pat his shoulder, real consolingly.
You almost had sex with a celestial stalker, bro.
Almost.
That's divine soul sorcery.
But
baby.
that table is now looking at Ash like they're gonna murder him in his sleep.
good.
Oh,
I want to fight.
you're jealous.
Dude, Matteo's not worth it, dude. Come on.
And
I don't think.
I'm so glad you intervened because you gave me such an easy out of the rest of that.
Yeah, what's going on?
yeah.
You could have an inspiration for that. Thank you.
Every
You
time
saved
I was
Gordon.
like, leave me alone, Gordon was like, but why?
You saved Gordon's butt.
You literally went to a random dude and were like, "Hey,
You want to
what's
fuck?
up?
My
Your
goal
broad
is to make him
shoulders.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Your broad shoulders, man."
But
It
it
really
ended-
threw me in a loop with
It
that.
ended with a really good joke, though. Okay, just walk away.
It could have only been worse.
That
Sing-
broad
sing-
shoulder
sing-
thing, that was, that was a savior.
Seeing the
for
shows
me.
over, Dimble kind of turns to Oglen and was like, you know, they throw a good party here. It's such a shame that they're so attached to owning slaves, and that's the primal thing that Alcar's against.
Yeah, it is. That is a real shame.
If they could only turn from those ways, then maybe he could show
Like,
them mercy.
is like Dimble's volume? Is it like just above casual speech, or is it like just below shouting?
Just below shout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, like, staying on a table yelling, but, like, I'm making sure the table's around me here.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, here's the thing.
I'd like to rejoin the table.
Yeah, I can't say that I've had a horrible time at Lawrence Gate. Most things have been all right. There's just that one thing, you know, the whole owning other people.
Well,
And what about the short racism?
Well, that too. So there's really two things.
I mean, I've seen some fine craftsman's work here. Some of the leather work I've seen, I haven't seen work that well in ages. I wish I'd needed a set myself. I'm quite jealous of some of the armor that our party received.
Yeah, they do it really well for short folk, I hear.
It is enviable work.
And don't forget about the police state they have going on here, enforcing arbitrary rules on whoever they like.
Yeah, that's part of those things that we don't like. But,
Yeah.
But there was that really good nap that we had in that place with the trees.
Oh yeah,
Man, that was.
that was awesome.
I liked it especially because I did not hear any of Matteo's music.
I think short people's music has its own charm.
Yeah. Special in its own way.
I mean, this place should have such appreciation for different culture being right on the crossroads and here to the gateway to the desert. Could be a shining star example of many different cultures coming together instead of trying to suppress them.
Why are we talking so loudly, guys?
Well, because what we say is the truth.
Oh,
And it's a loud party, so speak up.
That's right. It is interesting how such a cosmopolitan and mercantile enterprise has not yet realized the benefit that their economy would feel if they open their markets. to a-
Mercantilism.
I mean, shutting off
Okay.
the whole industry to one type of people.
Roll intelligence for me, please. This
Hey,
is Dimble
more
or
and Hall.
Oglen we're talking
He's
about
got a
here.
14. That's not bad.
Morinhall was
Oglen
a
picked up a fork and
cosmetologist.
tried like cutting a steak.
I
with it.
checked,
Yeah, that's
I
right.
checked my intelligence
So-
to make sure I understood half of what he said.
So that's an 11.
Yeah, no.
My intelligence is 14. And I grew up in Morinhall.
That's referential intelligence. It's not worldly
Well,
intelligence.
I'm going off my backstory
Let's
here,
just
though.
say he messed up a few words.
You
on
killed a
the
bunch of kids.
He knows
Hey,
what 2 plus 2
but I
equals.
grew up in Morinhall, where it's a big
I
mercantile.
like his shoulders. His shoulders like, I grew up in more.
The more wiggly I am, the more persuasive I become.
No, that's not how that works.
You can't see my nose. Look at it wiggly. I'm bewitching you, Gordon.
Okay, reduce
He's trying
Oglen's
to use the muscle
intelligence
shirt
by
to the
8.
full advantage. Flexing those arms around. Ooh, it's got the shoulders.
I feel like I just got ashed.
It usually works. They're not usually that perceptive when I bring out the guns.
Okay, take
Okay.
10 intelligence.
All right, so-
off of.
So
Oglen
Oglen
for
dies
that.
immediately because he has a stat that's now lower than 5.
No, you're not. You're just drooling brain.
You're just done.
You can use like speak with animals for you, and that's the only way we can communicate.
And I can only talk to myself. Speak with animals. All right,
We're
so
almost done.
I can make a dumber version of that. Yeah, it seems like there would be more people to share these great wares with if there weren't so many folks that just weren't allowed to come into the city.
Yeah. The last thing that's been dropping at my grapes has been a
An
Australian. That's an Australian
What in the fuck?
expression.
Yeah.
It's that the king pretty much entered us into this tournament and then stole all our money, basically. Yeah, I want my money back. Sort of.
Well, that's
Yes.
What happens, Gordon? What happens?
So from across the room, you hear somebody shout back, "You can't steal what was already yours to begin with.
What do you mean I had this money when I entered the city?
You didn't have the winnings, did you?
I won my fight. That's why I'm still here.
You were allowed to win."
Who's even saying this to me?
Some random dude on the other side of the hall.
Show your face.
He's standing up.
Come over here. I don't want to shout.
Why don't you come over here?
Okay, I will.
Well, then let's see you do it.
I start
moved-
walking a little
I moved
slowly.
to intercept Ash.
He starts walking slowly towards you.
I moved
Like,
to
hold up, I
intercept
need
Ash.
another drink. This guy seems difficult. I just pick up one off a random table that no one's at. If that's a case, if not,
As
I'll
he's
ask
walking,
the
he
little-
starts shouting again. "I'm tired of people like you coming to my city and telling us what we're doing wrong. What about what you're doing wrong?"
What do you mean? I'm
can't-
still not understanding the premise of how he took my money and how it's
It's
spiteful.
his money. He can do what he wants with it.
I had it on my person before I entered the city, but now I don't have it on my person after the city, even though I bet on it in the city.
I'm sure it was taken for a good reason.
It sounded like a really good rap song.
You know why?
Short people don't get to talk.
Yeah, sure, people don't get the dog. I'm doing it right now.
Oh, look at that. We have common ground.
It's just because he hates Matteo.
Do I see what this guy's face looks like at this point?
Yeah.
Is he bigger than me?
It's like 6'1".
I want to make sure he's not like a Goliath, like that one commander.
He's well.
dude.
He seems well muscled, healthy.
Oh, he's
But not like a uber like soldier man gonna.
He's
kill
not like
us.
8
He's
feet
wearing
tall or
party
man.
clothes, so it's
Yeah.
pretty hard to tell, like what his actual physique looks like. He definitely has like that weathered soldier face.
Mhm.
So once I am able to intercept Ash, I intercept Ash. I'm face to face. I say, "Look, Ash, this is incredibly entertaining, but I think you have a boyfriend that you need to tend to, and we should back off from this."
I push you away. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I've got business.
How hard are you pushing me?
Like I'm gonna push Richard. How hard? Like
Oh,
that.
roll strength. Roll strength.
Oof.
Can I include my pectorals?
Clinch.
That's not a stat.
Yeah, it's right under Constitution.
Pex is under. Pectoral resistance is under Constitution.
Twice per day you could.
Twice per
That's
day,
an
use your
attack
pecs to
off your
deflect
deck.
any attack.
Modified 18.
I got a 21.
Oh.
So it's hard enough to push you off track, but not hard enough to like make you fall or stumble. And
As
he gets
I-
away from you.
He does get away from me, and I realize that, oh, he caught me off guard. I was like, if this is truly what the Empire of Alcar wants, then I will allow you to continue.
Ash is just drunk.
Just,
He's
just.
just-
Does
no,
that
like,
make
quiet
does that
enough.
make not sober Ash angry? Somebody telling him that they're allowing him to do something?
Do you really think this is
I
the
think
best course of action?
his focus is on Big Talk Man, not
Right.
on Truegar.
Oh,
Okay.
he told
Truegar is
you.
an obstacle, but he's not an opponent. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
So he walks up to you and he says, "What are you gonna do? We already see you can soar with little people. That's enough shame on its own."
Buddy,
It's a
If-
shame that you can't talk to anybody just because of their height.
I can talk to you just fine right now.
if you heard half the things I
See,
said
there you are,
tonight, you
you're
know I
talking
have
about
no
it.
shame.
How's that any different?
I missed that.
It was very good.
What did you say?
But if you heard half the things I said tonight, you know I have no shame.
Okay. Well, you're
Yeah.
still wrong.
No, you are.
No, I'm not. You're in this city, which is ruled by a person who can make up whatever rules he wants when he wants.
Yeah,
Which
guys.
is wrong.
So a
If
man
you travel
thought,
outside of this city, you'll find those short people tax. You'll find very few other places.
How
where
many
slavery
cities
is
have been
allowed.
half destroyed by short people fighting one another?
as many
As
as
far
tall
as I know,
people.
only this one.
Well, all right then.
That doesn't mean you make rules up against any other short person for generations to come.
Have you considered
Yes,
your-
it does. It prevents them from fighting. Except for the ones who aren't from here and think they know better way of life.
I do know a better way of life.
You think you know a better way of life.
I know a better way of life. I'm not a slave. I'm not shackled down. I'm not allowed to go to free commerce. That certainly sounds like a better way of life.
Well, I'm not a slave either.
Only because of your height. If you were my height, then you would see things from my perspective.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna back up Dimble and say, how many times
He
have you
kneels.
left the city?
He kneels in front of Dimble and says, "I'm at your height now.
You
Doesn't look any different."
Dimble goes,
Oh,
like full on making a face. Just try to get him to jump.
Yeah,
he's
that's
pretty
right.
drunk. Roll intimidation. He's pretty drunk.
It is such an act that it is
You can have that advantage
entirely
because that was
conceivable.
unexpected even for me.
No, it's obviously a power play.
Yeah.
21.
Whew. Which die do I want to roll?
How about that die right there?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Let's see.
Trying to roll
I'm
really
calling
well this one
15.
You a 21, so I need a 17 or better. You whore. Still.
Okay.
No, it threw me off because I rolled it and it rolled an 11. And then I wanted to re-roll it just to see, and it was an 11 again.
11 again.
Yeah, so I had to roll it a third time to make sure it wasn't an 11.
Yeah.
So any number was good. So you watch as this guy kneels in front of Dimble, and Dimble like looks around for a second and he goes, and this guy just like falls backwards on the floor and screams.
Nice.
And like the people in the immediate area just start laughing.
We're big and scary, oh no! And he walks away from the guy and goes and sits back down.
Yeah.
And the guy like gets up and scrambles away back to his seat.
There's a good lesson here.
On my way back to Pash, I was like, there you go.
Know that not everybody will find a seat at the table that we will sit when we return. And
Wait,
know
you
that-
guys kicked me out? I don't get a tape?
Yeah,
See?
That's what we're
No,
saying.
I was trying to be wise. And
So somebody else decides to say, well, not everybody can fit at a dwarf-sized table.
We're not taking fan commissions right now. The discussion's closed. We don't know who you are. You're probably nobody. Take that up with someone else. And I walked over there.
No, and this is why.
Did you say you're probably a nobody?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you're a
You
celestial
know you're at a
fucking
party
stalker.
with
You're
like
not
the
nobody.
upper.
No, he's talking
No, he's talking about
talking
the
to the
person
other guy.
talking.
Who isn't a nobody?
Which, obviously, everybody in the building
They're really
right now
somebody.
is a somebody.
Yeah, they're important. At
That's
least
why
in
it's
North.
such a good insult, because
That's
it
right.
insults the one thing they love the most.
Their power,
Their
their
image.
influence.
Their influence.
Look at my Twitter followers, yo.
Why this time they came
So, in the middle of this, who is still sitting at the table?
I'm not sitting at the table. I've moved next to Oglen.
Like, well, okay, so you're not at the table.
I am.
Okay, so
I'm, like,
the people still at the table, literally sitting at the table, roll perception.
19.
Okay, so you notice Salon is approaching, and as he gets closer, he stops, and he notices it just the two of you sitting, and he positions himself kind of between you guys, and he says, so I see that you took my words to heart, because
Some more than others.
I've been asked to rein in my guests.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Would you like some help?
No.
Oh, fair
And he
enough.
sits down.
As he sits down, Dimble's already on his way back to the table. He kind of looks around to other guys and goes,
Yeah, Oglen's making his way. Needs to.
Yeah, I would be making my way. After I said that, I'd probably be leaving towards the table.
And as you all approach, Salon looks at you and says, I see that you took my words to heart.
yeah, people didn't quite like hearing it too much.
Yeah, I was asked to rein in my guests.
Well, you have to make
It's-
people feel uncomfortable, and that's one thing
It's
we're
a terrible
definitely
thing that I don't believe people should be reined in anything. Otherwise, I may have stopped you.
A very novel idea for Lawrence Gate. I applaud you for holding it. But yeah, it seems that some of these folks are not going to be ready for the new way when it comes.
A new way?
No, progress.
I prefer for us to go back to the old way,
Oh.
which is the way the city was before all of this nonsense
Well,
became law.
I
The
apologize
new old
then.
way.
I'm just ignorant of
When
your
people were
city's history.
treated equally, and an argument between two small families that resulted in an alchemy lab explosion didn't cause entire populations of people to be treated like second-class anything.
Finally, someone speaking sense.
Yeah, the good old days.
So it wasn't a war of small people on the city of Lord's Gate. It was an accident.
Well, it was an accident that resulted in a war.
Well, the
So
lack
it
of
wasn't
knowledge.
really small people's fault. It was just more of the easy to
Well,
blame
in
population.
fairness, the accident was the fault of a certain small person. Because that person decided to meddle with an alchemical experiment that they had no knowledge
It
of.
wasn't you, was it, Oglen?
I don't
No, it
think
could
so.
have been anyone.
I'm pretty sure this happened
Are you 1,000?
couple.
Are you 1,000 years old?
Not even 100.
600 years old?
The action
Then
of
it couldn't
one.
have been him.
I'm just making sure all my friends are clear. Wasn't you, Dimble?
No, I'm not nearly that old.
I don't even have that long of a lifespan.
But
The action of one should not influence the action of 1,000. And isn't that right, Oglen?
So
right.
he clearly looks at Salid's table and he says, yes, you would think that one person's actions wouldn't condemn an entire group's actions.
well, not everybody's as wise as you are, Salon.
I'm not wise. I just think fairness and equity should be a much more common thing in this place.
How did you get that point of view growing up in such a affluent household as yours?
I didn't grow up here.
Oh.
My father sent me away to be educated by a more cosmopolitan group,
Where was that?
the capital of your empire.
Oh, in
I was
Australia.
gonna say your mom. The capital of your mom.
I was so close to throwing your mom joke in there. I really was, but I was like, I don't want to ruin the moment.
I've actually had the pleasure of being to our capital myself. I guess it was just me.
Well, no, Oglen's been there, and so has Ash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
No,
where you had to
no.
go for your whole trials. You went to the capital first, and then you were sent elsewhere for your trials to join the Order of the Radiant Flame.
Oh, okay.
Would they get like teleported or something?
Yeah, after the 7-day journey back to the stones.
You said you didn't grow up here. Where exactly did you grow up?
You just
You
told
just
us.
said the capital.
Yeah.
So I got this.
Alcar City.
Archive City.
Well, to return to your wisdom, it's very, very unusual to find somebody with so clear eyes as to see the truth as young as you are and as blinded as you could easily be by the culture that surrounds you. So,
Oh, I could buy everyone in this city several times over, but I don't desire to own another person.
let us hope that the others in this city that have the resources also have the deference. Yeah. You're in a very powerful position here. I call you Albertine, Patil. Richard Strong, Patil.
Well, Albatil is just my family name.
I'm sorry. I'm
You've
just.
been calling me by my proper name rather inappropriately most of the night.
Oh well, please educate me. I don't mean to keep besmirching.
Well, no, you're here because I want to send a message about how we do things now not being acceptable.
Oh, well, perhaps I've stumbled into success then, Salon. And a little wink.
You don't plan
Are
to
you still holding
propel us
Truegar's hand?
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't let go, he's not letting go.
I know. I'm still holding your hand.
It's a placebo thing then. I forgot. Benson was being drunk.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, the girl did bring your drinks back,
Oh, great! And when she does, Oglen's gonna make a show of saying,
and it was crystal goblets, and then she told you that it was shimmer wine.
"Shim wine." Well, I would give you a tip if somebody hadn't so roguishly stolen our funds. And he looks directly at the Mustara.
I squeeze your hand tighter. We'll talk about that later.
He acknowledges your look and smiles like he doesn't even care.
Raises the glass.
You know, he gives you that smile of somebody who is 100% assured of their position.
Right. Right.
Excuse me, Salon. If hypothetically we were to leave in the next coming days, would that be an issue for you? I'm sure you want to send a message that involves our prolonged exposure to the
Are
city.
you sitting at my table, speaking with me casually, addressing me without using proper honorifics? You've already sent a message. One that they're unlikely to forget anytime soon.
So we're not going to be propelled in some sort of family warfare of nobles or something.
Oh, house war? There's already a house war.
With who?
My house and everyone else.
Oh, yeah, it's like a house wars, yeah.
How do you have so... Well, since we're speaking casually, how do you have so much money?
My family is well positioned as traders and merchants.
Yeah, that's usually a good way to make some money.
And my family is one of only two that has been here since the founding of the city.
Long enough to see where you have come to be now, and where you can return to again, under the right leadership.
Yeah. I agree.
It does not matter which is the right or the wrong leadership. What matters is what is just, and that both tall and short have equal standing in the eyes of society.
Equal rights.
Well, that's the problem that I face now here in the city, is that they believe it just for some people to be treated differently than others, because it's what they've known to be just.
Since birth, I assume.
Whereas where you're from, just is a different perspective. Just as just could be an entirely different third perspective somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't see just so much as equity. Everyone treated the same. If we're going to charge some people a tax for mischief, then we should charge everyone or no one at all.
You know, I would be okay with that. If it was just a tax because we were outsiders of the city, instead of just because we were short people, I wouldn't have qualms with it. But just because of my height, I should be singled out.
You have to do something to make you noticeable anyway. And he like chuckles to himself. I'm sorry. It was a short person joke.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, it must have gone over my head.
Yes!
that was good.
Chuck Norris thumbs up.
He laughs at you, like genuinely laughs. And you notice that some of the people around are like really taken aback by like just the level of interaction that's happening right now. Like you notice the other tables with the other family, the heads of families. There's like nobody at the tables with them. It's like one or two, maybe three people, and that's it. And every now and then one of them will get up and walk to another table on the dais and then go back to their own table.
Does anyone seem to be like freaked out over the fact that Oglen and I are just holding hands?
Still holding hands?
Are you still holding hands?
Still holding hands?
No.
Oglen eventually looked like, hey, am I supposed to let go?
No, because if this were an unequal relationship, then I would be resting my elbow on your head, or I'd be, propping both my elbows on both your shoulders. But no, this is an equal relationship between two warriors.
So
At
we're
this table.
unequal. So we're still trying to
We
make
are
people
equal, you are correct.
uncomfortable? Or
Oh, I heard that you were looking for a painter.
No. Sorry, but you must have heard that from someone that wasn't a reputable source.
Oh.
It was him.
I was just trying to make people uncomfortable like you asked, but I think
By,
I understood that wrong.
okay.
Twitter just banned his account.
It's in the Third Amendment.
So we, wow. What the fuck?
I mean, think of all.
You didn't get that information from a reputable source.
The
Shit,
claim
I
is
had to take
disputed.
5 damage for lying.
And
Oh no!
this claim is disputed. Either way, while people in this town may experience discomfort with differences of height or opinion, what really matters, what we feel is just, is that I treat this man as an equal, no matter his height, and he treats me an equal, no matter what I like, and I continue to have that respect. And
Well,
show
that's
that
usually
respect.
how intimate relationships work.
Yeah, don't be ashamed, Truegar.
Yeah.
They're literally holding hands.
Still holding hands.
How's he supposed to interpret that?
Still
It's
holding
alright if we move on.
But it does not matter. What matters is how you treat others. I, Truegar Trueheart, am a consequentialist. I don't care what is in your heart. What matters is how you act and how others are affected by your actions. If you treat others with fairness, respect, and dignity, without attacks, then we can all get along together. But if you don't, then the Empire of Alcar will see to it that we should all be treated equally.
How loud are you when you say that last
I'm
part?
saying it medium loudness just so that Salim himself can understand the fullness that Truegar is trying to let him know that we are an empire of egalitarianism and not an empire of conquest.
Right.
My first nat 20 of the night.
I saw it.
We are an empire of egalitarianism and not conquest.
No, it absolutely is an empire of conquest.
Yeah, that's all.
But if the
The
goal,
patron of the
again,
empire is literally Alcar the Conqueror.
Yeah, but see, we're in charge of our own propaganda, Gordon. So
Ah,
we're
but-
allowed to.
once the here's the thing: conquest is a means to an end. Once the conquest is over, what do you wish to happen after that conquest is
Right.
over? Egalitarianism, fascism, socialism, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What happens after the conquest is over? How do you want that empire to be run?
Yeah.
Well, the empire should be run in an egalitarian manner, and that is what Alcar wishes.
well, everything has someone at the top.
Hold up.
And I am sort of kind of using like out-of-game knowledge. I know you like to play Stellaris a little bit, and when it comes to, it doesn't matter how you conquer the galaxy, as long as the galaxy is egalitarian at the end.
All three of you inherently know that Alcar does not actually care about the empire.
Truegar, I think you might.
Whether or not you make that public or you share that with others is a different matter.
Yeah.
But you know that Alcar's interests are more broad than the empire itself.
I think you may be getting a little out of your realm when you talk about the Alcarian Empire.
Well, we're all from there, aren't we?
Well, so far I've been shown that every single conquest that the Empire of Alcar has given me, town, hamlet, city, people have been kind and just to each other.
All three
so
of you
why
have
would I
roll
believe
history.
otherwise?
Yeah, that sounds all right to me. I think you can learn a lot about a place just by
19.
living there.
23.
Ash, are you telling me that the Empire is otherwise?
So
I'm
the
just-
two of you absolutely remember in the book that you read, that you began reading, you read the first volume of during a few weeks of downtime, that Alcar straight slaughtered entire cities of people because they disagreed with
But
him.
Truegar doesn't know that. All
Yeah,
Truegar
no, that's
knows-
I'm just reminding them.
And
Well,
Oglen intentionally forgets that part of the history.
well,
Oglen remembers Steven.
Dimble speaks up at the same kind of volume he was earlier, intentionally, so people around in particular. It's like, well, Alcar's empire is very just, and we try to assimilate as much as possible those that have been known to resist and refuse to change. Unfortunately, Alcar has come in before in his past and completely wiped cities off the map. It is not a past that we like to boast about or even proud of. But I would be ill-admitted if we left that out. That that's not a possibility.
We leave out that part of the past because it's not the future that we want. Change will come to Lawrence Gate, either within or without.
As a
Well,
command.
Oglen, I feel that while you try to look at the bright side of stuff, being a Sunwalker, being of the shadows, and seeing the true nature of people sometimes, that's not always the case, and it's still a possibility that either Lawrence Gate will change, or there will cease to be a Lawrence Gate.
Yes, I chose my words carefully. They will change.
How
or-
loud does Dimble when he says that?
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
They
you think
will.
Alcar's Gate has a nice ring to it?
Do you say that very loudly?
No, I say that normal.
There you go.
Okay. So I have to roll
They will change or they will cease to be.
one,
And either way, they will not be
Two.
what they are now.
3. Okay. The 3 less participatory people right now can roll perception. Truegar, less
Ooh,
participatory at that
I was
point.
gonna say, I gave a hell of a speech about the egalitarian.
Yeah, that was
the
great.
egalitarian empire.
That was great.
I meant it was at the part when they were monologuing.
Perception, you said?
Yeah.
I was worried that he was
That's
gonna
super aggressive
patronize him.
monologuing too.
9.
Hey, a person that grew up and spent all their
15.
education in Alcar City, here's what Alcar really meant.
15.
23.
So you notice that the Mustara of the city, Salid, is no longer smiling, but he is paying very close attention to the table that you're all at right now.
I'm gonna kind of like.
And then a
low-
guard has been called to his side.
I'm gonna like low.
Called to or just shimmied naturally?
No,
Like he.
No.
he called the guard to his
I'm
side.
gonna like
Himself called. Okay.
very like low key to the table. Hey, we got eyes on this from the guy up top.
No, I agree with you. No one wants to see that, and we don't want to see that. It's the reason that I often send emissaries beforehand to try to talk and sort things out. Battle's the last thing that we want.
Guys, he called over a god.
Yeah, that's right.
But either way, I am holding Oglen's hand
Yeah.
because I believe in the peaceful egalitarianism of the Alcaran Empire. I have wiped towns, villages, and outposts off the map in the furtherance of this empire.
Yeah.
It pained me to do so, but I know that the outcome was the same, and that the markets, the merchants, would sell their wares equally, short, tall, green skin, pale skin, did not matter. Because at the end of the day, all they wish is for peace.
Yeah, well, we might not be having peace at this table if we don't, you know, kind of chill out. We got the guy in charge looking at us.
Wait, they're not serving dinner?
I mean, we just had our nut soup. What's next?
Nothing has come out since the soup, since you guys started your show.
I think we're the main attraction right now.
Well,
So
yes.
there's no dinner.
I think that's why our host brought us here.
I mean, I ate the nut soup. It was pretty good. I'm not
That's
gonna
not
lie.
dinner.
And
That's
Salon,
an
please,
appetizer.
please let us know if
I
we
got a
are
small belly.
overstepping the boundaries of what you would have us do as your host.
Yes, Salam, I have been talking for quite a bit, and I would enjoy an ale because I'm quite parched.
I think that we can do much better than ale, and I'll have more shimmer wine brought.
You're very kind.
Roll perception.
Who, everyone?
Everyone. can.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Oh man, mod 14.
That's a creeper, oh man.
Same.
14. 22.
11.
14.
So anybody at 12 or higher,
Oh, bro.
you notice that when he says he'll have more shimmer wine brought, that people sneer, like in the immediate vicinity. Like anybody who heard sneers at the idea of some of you or all of you being served this drink.
This real nice stuff for these assholes.
I'm gonna take
So-
the glass in front of me and just.
So I've noticed that not only is certain aspects of town and merchandising shunned from being sold to small folk, but they're not even allowed to drink good wine. They wouldn't sell it to me at the bar, and when you mentioned shimmer wine a moment ago, that this seems to be out of sorts.
Didn't you know? You're a second-class citizen here.
Well, I've definitely realized that, but I didn't realize that doesn't mean we can't even drink the wine.
You can't have anything good unless your master gives it to you.
I'm the master of an alpha.
Then you shouldn't be drinking it. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
How are
Whatever-
you going to get it? Oh, that's right. I'm going to give it to you. Because that's what equals do. They share.
Oh no! Whatever will I do when I get it? Probably drink it.
Well,
I hope that's what you do with it. It's not very cheap.
Yeah, that's the plan.
what is the name of your ruler? I see him kind of looking at us.
You mean Salid?
Yes, Salid.
You hear like a like a cough. And there's a
If I was to give him a gift, being from a short person, do you think he would accept it? And if he
no.
was to accept it, what would that gesture?
He would accept it.
Even if it was a gift, a very rare gift.
Give him a gift so rare that he
I
can't
think
decline.
at this point it would be just a matter of principle that he would not be able to accept it because of the statements that have been made tonight.
Very well. then I will gift it to you. You've shared shimmer wine with my whole party. Then I'll share. May I see your glass? And pours some.
He downs like whatever's left in it and hands it to
Then
me.
I'll share with you the rarest of rare, what is left of moon wine. And pour him a glass of moon wine.
He tastes it and he says, "Huh, this is very similar to something that I had in the Empire's capital."
It used to be produced in the capital, but it is, from what I understand, they have no longer being produced.
It was served at dinner with a member of the Regency Council. They said that they were beginning production again, though.
Oh, were they? That's news to
I
me.
mean, this was a few years ago, so I don't know if they stopped or if they followed through, but something about finding a recipe.
Oh,
Well, sounds like we gotta take a trip to the capital, am I right, guys?
You do know that the wonderful part about this is it takes just the smallest amount to intoxicate you.
yes.
And it's like a euphoric intoxication. It's very unique in its effects.
Very much so, and I know it carries a hefty price, and I just want to give it to you as a gesture of thanking you for your such hospitality.
So he nods to you and he looks directly at Salid as he downs the entire drink in one go.
What a champ. What a champ.
I think he has to make a con save.
To not be immediately hammered.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I can deal. He's good.
He's chilling.
We'll see in a few minutes, though.
Right?
He puts it down and again he thanks you. It tastes very different, though, than... The same, but different. I don't know how to explain it from what I had.
Well, from what I gathered was from the original batch and not from what's being reproduced now.
So it's aged more.
So it's definitely aged.
See, you have
centuries.
thousands of years old.
Yes. You just drank thousands of year old moon wine, which,
I could have sold that for so much money.
yes.
I'm disappointed that I missed that opportunity to make profit.
But
Hey, but now you can say you tried it. That's pretty nice. How many people can say they've had 1,000-year-old moon wine?
Not many because they probably sell it.
And because they're probably dead as well, you know? Like, if one of my people drank that, like, thousands of years ago, they'd be dead. We don't live that long.
Well,
100
no,
years.
you wouldn't be dead. It's just a very potent, magical
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Well, you all got quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe starting to sell some of that if I can find some.
to be honest, I was waiting to see if it hit you.
Yeah, but you're the first to weather that storm, so to speak, that we've seen.
Well,
Normally people get kind of rowdy real quick.
it did take me 2 glasses of moon wine before I started getting rowdy.
I have spent most of my life imbibing alcohol, so perhaps I'm just used to it or expecting it and can hide it better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Or perhaps I'm not just a little bitch.
well,
Either way, what
I knew
matters is
that
that
right away.
if you were given that opportunity, would you not wish for anyone else to have that same opportunity?
Those who've earned it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everyone should just be handed everything. But if they need help, they should be helped.
They should be, but also that if you exist and have not been a detriment to society, you should have that same opportunity as anyone else.
I agree.
That is all we wish for as well.
I certainly don't believe people should be punished because they happen to be born of a shorter race.
Yeah.
Except for some, I guess. Some are very outspoken.
I mean, I can't help it.
Some suffer from some suffer from the curse, and you know,
How do you know he was talking about you?
Just a guess.
Just a guess.
No,
Either way,
being reduced to a token that gets marked if you do mischief is, well, very undignified.
unfair. I've done mischief and gotten away with it.
Yes, but you're also 6 feet tall.
6 feet.
They're 2 feet tall.
It's a trade-off, yeah.
It is. Either way, our ultimate mission here is nothing more than passing through. And we wish to share the bountiful egalitarianism of the Alcarian Empire.
So at this point, you guys have realized that it's been a few hours and no other food has been served but the soup
But the soup.
because of your disruptions. And now some tables are starting to slowly be served like the main course.
What is the main course?
It hasn't been brought to your table yet.
I was just looking at other tables like, oh, is that turkey leg? Is that ham? I don't know.
Can we like roll for perception? Or if like I can gain from like my.
I mean, it's like the literal other side of the hall, so I don't think you'd be able to see regardless. In a hall with 1,000 people in it.
I assume they probably go in order.
Yeah, they're working from like one corner to the rest of the room. The corner closest to the door where you've seen people walking in and out is where the food was served first. So, as time goes on, a few minutes after you watch that first table get served, they're at the side of the hall where you are, but they don't bring anything to your table. Everyone else is served except for you. And a couple of you catch Salid kind of salute Silan with his glass as he's kind of intimating that you're not going to get
You're not
anything.
getting food. Yeah.
It seems our antics have cost us all a fine dinner.
Plenty of food in the hall.
They bought us a lot more than food.
He smiles, and it's kind of like it's not a big deal kind of smile, and he snaps his fingers, and food appears on the table.
That's a good trick.
That was very good.
Anybody who eats gets the effects of a hero's feast.
Well, yeah, I would definitely.
Sano,
Maybe.
Sano can't see. I can't let food go. Like, I'm eating.
Did we
Oh,
get here
shot
from
out.
the arena?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. We did.
Does this restore my current
Right,
hit point
food for
maximum
life.
to what it's supposed to
No,
be?
that was just permanent because I don't like you.
How many temporary hero points is it?
Yeah.
I think it's 44 or?
That's a good question. It would not be that. It would be,
Oglen and Truegar have let go of our the hens and started eating this hero's feast.
But only because we couldn't navigate a way to eat the food and hold hands at the same
It
time.
requires a knife and a fork. It requires a knife and a fork.
So,
did I spell hero wrong or something?
advantage on all wisdom saving throws. Hit point max increases by 2d10. And lasts 24 hours. Immune to poison and being frightened.
We have
as
any
well.
points down there?
2d10.
It's 4d10
4d10.
for this one, yeah.
Okay.
So it's temporary hit points? Or
Maximum. So it's like the
It's a
80
maximum,
spell.
but it only lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like regular health pool, but you only get it for
So we can be
a day.
Right, that's right.
If you are affected by any diseases or poisons, you are no longer affected to them. And
Thank God, my chin
Is
was-
that include
you're immune
dragon
to
scales?
poison and being You're immune to being poisoned and frightened. And like Richard said, wisdom throws are at advantage.
Holy shit!
You notice that
Alright.
when what are you doing? Why are you rolling 44s?
I thought it'd be good.
He didn't want
He's
it.
playing hard mode.
He's only eating
40
appetizers.
No, I already rolled it.
Oh,
I got 19.
I got a 16.
I got 27.
Nice.
I got 26.
Hey.
Actually, no, 36.
Wait, that's not possible. That is possible.
4d10 is
God
totally
damn it.
possible.
10,
That's totally
10, 9, 7.
Wow.
He got 2 10s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you guys noticed that when Salon did that, he was staring, like having a hardcore stare down with Salid at the other table. And Salid actually looks irritated
Yeah.
at the defiance that is being shown to him in this public setting. And Salid stands and slams his glass on the table and says, "That's it, I've had enough." And that's where we're ending the session.
All right. Boom, guys, we did it. We actually got to fuck around at a party, and it was the right thing to do.
I was like, oh, we're supposed to cause a disturbance. We can do
Oh,
that.
hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
They call them the professionals.
Yeah. This is what we're best at.
Well, you want to start Tavern Talk, Will?
Sure.
On your
Because I was
turn.
just about to say that it does not matter if we are not served food because we can survive several days without food.
Yeah, oh no, we'll just walk into the hall and get some of the one up.
In before you find out all of your supplies have been confiscated.
In,
From the inn.
in before I hit the